comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Here comes the. You ain't built for a skirt as a nigga can be. It's gonna sound like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming for ya. It's gonna sound like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming, like when I come for ya. It's gonna sound like here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Betting News Network. It's that time. It's the Gridiron Gang. Excited to have you guys with us to kick off your Sunday. Welcome to the show. That's Streets Bets. That's Just Sook. And that is Vsauce, risen from the six shadows. He's back with us. My name's and Jesus. Good to have you guys here. Absolutely love having you guys start off your Sundays with us. It's week 15. Can't believe it's week 15. Can you guys believe that we have talked 15 weeks of football or 14 weeks of football already? It's insane, man.
I was just thinking that when I was writing this week's pieces and stuff like that, like how the hell are we already here in week 15? It feels like the season's flown by. There's only so many more touchdowns to bet, boys. What the fuck?
And yeah, what are you gonna do, man? So many more TDs to get to. Oh no. It's just insane, man. Time flies when you're having fun. And it's been a fun season. Oh, we got a sub bang already? Go ahead, play it. Click the button. You're muted too, just so you know. He's like, woo! No.
It's good. Wins the game.
Shout out Sean Beasley giving us a sub because Todd Bowles needs to be fired. I don't know if a sub helps us out, Sean, but let's hope.
Getting you there. Shout out Triz yesterday for the violence too. Love to see it. Man. It was a good card.
That Buchecha fight was so weird, man. Like, he lost the first round, 10-8, second round, lost the third round, draw. So is the weirdest thing. Whatever. Yeah. It voids everything but a method of victory. If you took a method victory, I mean, you kind of got screwed there. But I was on the money line. It just pushed, voided for me. Whatever. Bang. We move on.
Move on, collect the unit, and keep rocking and rolling.
Or also SPJ, you got the Vibes hat.
I did. Yeah, it's awesome. It's really
sweet.
Awesome. Yeah, it's sick. I'm gonna
Make an order soon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, got them on the store. Nice colors. Yep, there you go. I'm probably gonna adjust it a skosh just a little bit and make the letters a little bit bigger. But this is the thing when you design stuff and then you have to get it shipped to you, you don't get to see what it looks like till it arrives. So, but yeah, it's pretty dope. I'm pretty happy about it.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. I like it. Of all the merch we have, oh damn,
Yeah.
you can't catch them all, Crazy Pellet. Can't catch them all. All right, boys. Well, let's jump straight into it. We are going to go through every single game. If this is your first time being here, if you're watching us on X, on Twitch, or on Twitter, wherever you got, or X, YouTube, or Twitch, there we go. Let's go. Let's get it. If you guys are watching us wherever you're watching us, we appreciate you guys. If you want to drop a sub or subscribe to the channel, get after it and then get involved. We go live every single day right here on the network. And today we're going to be talking through everything in week 15. We're going to do starter sit first. We're going to play starter dud, get the vibes rolling. I would like to also remind you guys that if you are in the fantasy playoffs, congratulations. You are kicking ass and taking names. I'm in the fantasy playoffs in 2 leagues, thank God. So I'm actually still playing relative football right now in the fantasy football realm. So this is your reminder to set your fantasy lineups right now as we have gotten into the fantasy playoffs. And I'm sure a lot of you guys want to get involved with what's going on in the lineups. Yes, Sauceman, go ahead.
Can I start us out with a question? Everybody was asleep when I tweeted this out there, but just to get the fantasy vibes rolling, I have a dilemma. My biggest money league, I'm in the playoffs, and I had Kyle Pitts. So this is I'm in a solid spot right now, just to paint a picture.
Okay.
Super flex league. My first QB was Baker Mayfield. Not bad, 20 points, right? Now I have the choice between Patrick Mahomes against the Los Angeles Chargers or Tua Tagovailoa on Monday Night Football against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
It's not a choice. That's not a choice.
It's usually not a choice if you need to win the game. But if you need to put up stats, are you going up against one of the best secondaries or one of the worst secondaries in football?
Where is that Monday night game? Is it in Miami or is it in Pittsburgh?
It's in Pittsburgh. It's cold. It's not windy, but it's cold.
Choice. What's Tua's stats in the cold again?
Horrible.
Yeah.
Actually, they won last week. They won last week against the Jets. But I don't know, man. I feel like Patty Mahomes in that. Yeah, true. I feel like that Chiefs offense is going to bounce back. The question will be: are you going to feel better if you start Mahomes and he has a subpar performance and Tua goes crazy, or if you start Tua and he just absolutely shits the bed and Mahomes goes crazy? Like, which one are you willing to live with?
Normally, I'd be okay living with Mahomes in there, but after he almost cost me getting into the playoffs last week with that 6-point performance and INT after INT, it just makes me feel like, is it kind of malpractice to watch that happen last week and then to just be like, hey, you know what? First week of the postseason, we're throwing him back out there. I don't know. I got a lot to play with. We got a lot to talk about. I can't wait to get to that game. Both games.
I'm gonna find one to talk. I would go Mahomes.
Yeah, I think that's the right move, but fuck.
Dude, the rushing upside too.
Yes,
that boy, they're running.
Yeah,
they've allowed 12 passing touchdowns all year, boys. That's it. 13 games.
They just played the Texans, though. And I mean, that is the literal best defense in the entire NFL. So I know the Chargers are good, but he just played the best. So maybe he has and he's not going to throw 3 picks again. And he's not going to, those guys are going to catch the football. That was kind of an anomaly we saw last week. So really, I know you're sour but at least you still got in. You got to go back to him, though, We
won't get to Monday night, but at least we'll get to talk about that Chiefs game later.
Yeah, absolutely. This is dope from Jerry too. That's one of my favorite hats that we have in the store. And yes, it is Crazy Pellet. You're probably not going to get it until right before Christmas though, because the shipping right now is taking forever. This took almost 2 weeks to get to me. All right, boys, starter dud. Good question though, Sauce Man. Did we help you, or did we make the decision harder for you?
I think I needed to hear Mahomes is the right choice. So I think I needed to hear it out loud.
You got affirmation.
The fact that you needed to hear Mahomes is the right choice is why you struggle in fantasy.
Hey man, I've been doing pretty well this year, all right. And I'm just thinking maybe a decision like Tua is what gets me over the hump. I don't know. We'll see.
Just regress. Let's see some negative regression from Vsauce.
He was felt so good about Mahomes, and then at the very end, just talking himself out of it again. Mental gymnastics at its finest. All right, starter dud. Speaking of quarterbacks, the number 4 ranked quarterback this week, Jackson Dart, taking on the Commanders. We're going to talk about this game in a little bit. For 17 of 24, 139 yards, nothing crazy through the air. Always has the rushing upside as well with Dart. No rushing touchdown last week, but did scramble for 4 times for 20. One of the worst defenses in football, taking on the Commanders today. I think both quarterbacks should be able to be successful in this one. I mean, unless you got a really good other option, you're probably starting Dart at this point just because of the rushing. But Triz, I'll pass it to you first because I had foreshadowing this. We are going to talk about this game with Triz. But stud or dud for Dart? What do you think?
I mean, this Commanders, I may be on the Commanders today, but this Commanders defense is Swiss cheese. So, I mean, Dart's been kind of balling no matter the weapons he does have out there or doesn't. I know Theo Johnson's a little banged up this week as well. Wandale's kind of just a ticking time bomb waiting to go off. He can have a crazy game at any moment. So, I like Tyrone Tracy today to score a touchdown as well. So, I think the Giants can lose this game and Dart can still put up 30 fantasy points. So it's a must start, I think. Rushing upside's crazy.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. I also think that this Commanders team has been really bad through the air. They're going to give up a few passing touchdowns as well. And after the way he looked last week, I think that he's going to throw the ball a little bit more this week. But you got to start him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that Tracy.
Run on his feet and the team is so bad, you have to say he's a stud.
Yeah. Again, if you have him and you don't have like Josh Allen, you're starting him at this point, which we'll talk about Allen in a little bit too. Great that you mentioned Tracy scored a touchdown because he's on my fantasy team. So it would be great if Tyrone Tracy scrambled and stumbled his way into the end zone. That would be awesome. Speaking of running backs, stutter dud, Jonathan Taylor. Again, for stutter dud this week, boys, these aren't guys you're sitting at this point. It's more just deciding whether or not we think they're going to go off in particular matchups. Number 5 ranked running back this week on ESPN. And look who's handing him the football. Old 44-year-old Phillip Rivers is going to be turning around and giving it to JT. You got to think he's going to be busy today against the Seahawks in Seattle. 21 carries last week. Been a bell cow all season. 74 yards. He did find the end zone as well. No catches, though. So we'll be interested to see if they utilize him a little more in the passing game today against one of the best defenses in the entire NFL. V, lead us off. I know you're not sitting him, but do you think that JT might struggle today?
Man, honestly, from a fantasy perspective, no. I think that maybe he might struggle to pick up some big chunk yards and things like that. But I think the check down opportunity is right there. This is Phillip Rivers, who hasn't played football since 2020. We have no idea what the arm strength looks like. There's so many question marks. And regardless of him running this offense on his high school sons football team, it's completely different running it at an NFL level. And we're going to see what it looks like. It's really not the best matchup to come in and do it against, but I think JT, with that opportunity being there, is going to thrive today, especially in the pass game, and especially after a game he had 0 receptions last week.
I like his receiving yards this week. I haven't betted. It was a really heavy lean for me. So I mean, again, you're starting him. I actually kind of think he might have some success against the Seahawks defense. I know the Seahawks have been really good, and that Legion of Boom 2.0 has been cooking, but if the Colts are going to stay around in this game whatsoever, they're going to have to get Jonathan Taylor involved any way possible to help Phillip Rivers be able to navigate this offense. We'll talk about this game, one of the later window games. But, Suk, do you have any thoughts on the 44-year-old and if JT is going to help him out today?
Yeah, I'm a little concerned. I've been high on the Hawks. I forced our hand when we did the top 10 defenses to start the season. I said, hey, guys, we'll look very smart if we put the Hawks in here, top 10. You guys listened. We put them in there, and look how good they've been. And now you got Phillip Rivers, a grandfather, in here. I think he's the only other grandfather besides Brett Favre to ever play in the NFL. And, it's like what V said. It's easy to know the system, but at the end of the day, you're coming in, and the linemen don't know your snap count, and it's going to be this and that. And there's all the intricacies of football that we always talk about it being a chess match. So I am very worried about Phillip Rivers being under center. That's why it's easy to say that Jonathan Taylor is definitely a stud because he's going to get those touches no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Triz, any additional thoughts? We'll talk about more in this game, but what do you think of JT today?
So because of Phillip Rivers' age, how do we feel about the dump offs to Jonathan Taylor? Shout out Hovey. I'm in a group chat with Hovey. Hovey texted, I think his receptions is at 2.5. That seems free, no?
I love that.
The veteran quarterback going to just go to the safe option. I mean, I don't know. That was my immediate thought.
Like I said, I love his receiving yards. I think his receiving yards at 13.5 is a steal. I think he's going to have 30 or 40. So
did you guys see the clip where he said the reporter asked Philip, he was like, "What was your playing weight and what is your weight right now?" And he just went, "I don't know. I don't know." Honest answer, I don't know.
He's like, I didn't run back then either, though. So it's like,
And the weird thing
I mean,
is that the dude was an Iron Man, played game after game after game after game for like a decade.
man, the amount of times I had to watch that guy randomly go out against the Tennessee Titans and cook them for no reason was, and just back when they were the San Diego Chargers, was just whack. So yeah, but it's gonna be interesting to see. We'll see what happens in that game, and see what
he
breaks
got his
down
health
in
insurance. He's out of here now.
I know, right? He had to re-up the 5-year clock.
Yeah.
10 kids, dude. This guy's probably exhausted.
Kevin,
Dude,
did
he
you guys
has
see Kevin?
grandkids.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you guys see Kevin O'Connell saying like, "Oh yeah, going against him"? But it's like, I mean, he's had a lot of practice reps. He's got like basically a whole football team in his house, so he's definitely had the ability to be able to run some plays.
That joke's been cracked so many times. I wonder what he's thinking when he watches all of this. You know what I mean?
I'll say, well, actually, you know what? I'll save this for when we get to the game. I think we all agree if you got JT, he's probably having a decent enough day to where you feel good about trotting him out there in your fantasy playoff situation. All right, last one, stutter dud. Amon-Ra. Obviously, again, you're starting Amon-Ra. If you have him, number 3 ranked wide receiver, coming back from the injury, looked fine, and was really nice last week. Taking on the Rams, huge game in the NFC implications for both teams, and also in just what's happening right now in Week 15. Again, you're starting him if you got him, but Sauceman, lead us off. Do you think Amon-Ra has a chance to take advantage of the Rams defense today?
I want to say yes, just because of how much this guy's seeing a red zone. His red zone target share has been insane, and that's exactly why I think that he's in store for a good matchup here. But I do think the Rams are going to come to play today. Stafford's 1-2 against his former team. He's had some mid games over the last 2, and I really think that this team is different. The offensive line is playing much better, but defensively, and that's why I'm a little bit scared of this. And I just think that Goff has kind of struggled against pressure this year. We've seen it against some teams that have brought pressure, against the Vikings, against the Packers twice, and I just don't know how good Amon-Ra is going to do if Goff can't get the ball off.
Yeah. I'm again, you're starting him. There's high total in this game too. You have a situation where there's going to be probably a lot of up and down depending on how things go. I'll be interested to see when we talk about this game on the over under, because it's just such a high ass total that you've got to think that maybe the under hits with the implications here. But I could also see both of these teams just absolutely boat racing each other and just seeing, last score wins type of situation.
Or motorboating if you're slop, right?
Motorboating. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good Sunday activity. Triz, you got any thoughts on Amon-Ra today?
dude, I think there's 1,000,000 points in this game, man. So I mean, I think if you have anybody playing in this game, start them.
I can't wait to talk about this one. We'll get there in a little bit. Sook, any additional thoughts before we tap it off and start jumping into these games? You're muted. You're muted.
He's only had one monster game by his standards this season. So maybe after 2 quiet weeks, I think it was, he's ready to bounce back and just absolutely go crazy, because as Chad is kind of talking about, the Lions have more to play than the Rams do. The Rams have looked good all season. Yeah, they've looked a little bit less than recently, but like this might be the game of the week.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
I'm so excited for today, boys.
I think it is the game of the week. I feel like this is the matchup on today's slate that everybody kind of has circled.
But what about the Packers game?
What about the Bears?
I feel like it's more universal for this. You know what I mean? It's a little bit more of a storyline behind it.
It's definitely not the Bears game in bad weather.
Yeah.
Boys, when Shador has
You're
3 touchdowns
disgusting.
and the Bears are eating dirt and I'm laughing, it's gonna be game of the week for me.
You think just one thing I will say is, if you think Phillip Rivers is gonna die, dude, Shador's gonna like crumble today. Crumble. Also, we got another sub bank. Shout out whoever in the chat. We appreciate you so much for the subs. All right, boys. That's Stutter Dud. Reminder, last chance. Go set your fantasy lineups. Get involved as you guys, if you're playing meaningful football in fantasy right now, congrats. You rock. Give yourself a pat on the back. All right, boys, let's jump into it. We just talked about that later window game. We'll get there. Yeah, it is also. It's also awesome that there's no bye weeks this week, so we got a lot of football. So it's all these games. Let's go to Well, Chad just brought this one up. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. We'll start here in the cold. Browns, Bears, 7.5 points. Chicago Bears taking on Shador and company coming to town. And it is just ridiculously cold. It is minus Celsius. It's minus degrees. It's like 15 degrees, I think. With the wind chill, it probably feels like it's closer to 0. It is really cold in Chicago. Typical December Chicago football game in Soldier Field today. Browns defense travels. We'll see how this offense does after putting up major numbers against the Titans last week, even though they lost that football game. Shador looked really good. However, it was the Titans, and their defense is terrible. So let's see if the Bears defense makes it a little bit more complicated. Both running backs are in good situations, boys. Obviously, with the ability to, with the reliance on them in this situation, purely off the fact that it's like negative 20 million degrees. So Triz, I'll let you start us off because I know how V wants to talk about this game and just slander the shit out of the Bears. But what are you seeing in this one? How do you see this game kind of playing out in the cold?
Points. That's what I rolled with in this game. Points.
Okay.
I know this. I missed the boat last week, I believe, on the Browns over. I was kind of chasing it for a few weeks, and then I stopped, and it's kind of how it goes always. But I think this Bears defense is not the best. I do think their offense is kind of catching stride here. They might end up getting to this Browns defense a little bit. But I think with a total, I got it at 38.5 this morning. I think with a total at that line, I can totally see this being a 21-20, a 24-20 type of game. Just kind of slugfest, but at the same time, with a total that's so low, a slugfest can still end up going over. And like I said, this Browns defense has been killing the under all year, and I think they're going to start rug pulling it towards the end of the season here. And I think it probably comes right down to Shador as well. I think Shador is going to be able to put up 10, 14, maybe even 17 points against this Bears defense. And we know how this Bears offense has been firing on all cylinders. So I can trust them to put up 20 as well. I think this game's going to be one of those games that sneaks over maybe 41 points or something.
Really?
Okay.
I agree with you, Triz. I think that this is one of those lines where we're going to see it. We're going to be looking at this. It might be like 20-20 at one point in this game. I think that this Browns team, they're committed to the run, and they've run the ball really well. We've seen Quinshon Judkins and the way he carries the ball. He's top 10 in broken tackles. He's top 10 in a lot of categories you wouldn't expect, especially when you're looking at it on a per-game basis. On the other side, you're looking at a Bears team that really hasn't done anything to stop the run. They're bottom 5 in explosive rush play allowed, and that's exactly the same place the Titans were. We saw it last week, kind of bite them in the ass. You kind of have to stack the box a little bit more, and when you're not getting a pass rush home, you're really not doing anything to the QB. Jerry Jeudy is top 10 in separation score this year, despite very poor play. Harold Fannin Jr. over the last few weeks has been one of the best receivers, not just tight ends, against man coverage, something the Bears play phenomenally well. If this was better weather, I'd feel more confident in this Browns team. But even with the weather, I think they're going to put up some points. I took Fannin to get in the end zone at plus 280. His red zone target share has been fantastic, 50% first read red zone target share last week. Now, they haven't put up the most points of Shador under center, but we kind of saw it open up last week. They've had some tougher matchups, and this Bears team has given up the third most passing touchdowns this year, 25 in total. Not so many to tight ends, but I do think that Fannin Jr. is a little bit of an exception with the amount that he plays in the slot and the target share he's been demanding over the last 3 weeks. So I took that at plus 280, and I'll be rooting for the Browns. I haven't touched the plus 7.5 yet, but I will be rooting for the Browns.
It was Colby's staff article play this week of the Browns plus 7.5. I think he was kind of just, I can't decide if he actually likes the Bears or if he just likes chaos, which I don't know.
No, because in that same article at the bottom of it, he's like, yeah, because then we got to go beat the Packers out or something like that. And then I was like, okay, fade the Bears, but then fuck the Packers. Colby, what's going on? I don't understand.
He's a Bears fan, but he likes to also watch them be terrible so then he can complain about it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I really didn't like pressing that Browns plus 7.5 button. I think they have a chance to get dog walk today. I think the Bears might come in and just run all over this Browns team because I watched this team last week and the Titans just destroyed them on the ground. And the Bears rushing offense has been one of the best rushing offenses in the NFL the last month of the season. So, and you get Monungai and you get Swift rolling. I mean, Titans have Pollard and Spears, but Monungai and Swift are a lot better, and this Bears offensive line is a lot better. So I think they're probably going to be watching some of the things the Titans did last week. Ben Johnson's going to be applying a lot of those run schemes this week, and I think that they're going to run all over them and control the tempo, control the clock, make things uncomfortable for Shedeur. It's also, again, I don't like using the weather as an excuse most of the time, but it's really, really cold. And, in those situations, especially as a quarterback, it's just so hard to throw the football. And Shedeur's had a good week last week against the Titans, but it's the Titans. I know the Bears defense isn't awesome, but it's the Titans has one of the worst secondaries in football. So,
Towards the Bears. One of the worst secondaries in football. We watched C.J. Gardner-Johnson last week. They're 21st in and then the touchdowns too that they've given up this year. And then the last thing I will say, just because we just got it in chat, Myles Garrett. I took him to get 2+ sacks, a plus 275. The line that depending on where you get it, might be over 1.75, just because they want you to get that full 2+ sacks. But Caleb Williams holding the ball for about 3.29 seconds. That's the longest in the NFL. And when he's getting sacked, he's holding the ball for almost 4.5 seconds, which is just way too fucking long against a team with Myles Garrett on it. So I did take him to get 2+ sacks with the year he's having at plus 275.
Word. Let me get to my bet that I was going to say. DeAndre Swift over 12.5 carries is the bet that I took in this game. He's had this in 4 of his last 5. Like I said, I do think they're going to try to control the tempo on the ground. I wanted to bet this last week against the Packers, but I didn't take it, and it smacked for him and Monungai. I think you could look at either one of these guys, either their yards or their carries, depending on how you want to bet them. I took Swift. I know Danny took Monungai's rushing yards. I like that play a lot too. Also, Monungai's touchdown at plus money feels comfortable as well. So if you like points, like you mentioned, Triz, a little bit of the over, I feel like there's some opportunities. I think Judkins in a good spot too for the running backs on that side as well. Capture. Let's go. Suck, you got any final thoughts on this one before we move on from this game?
No, I hate betting cold weather games, even if it's a cold weather team. If both are cold weather teams, I still hate it.
Word.
And Shedeur, I just don't know how to feel about him. I think it's my Vsauce bias. The more Vsauce likes Shedeur, the more I question Shedeur.
Hey, man. The kid's been balling. He's got a great deep ball, and last time I was this hype on a guy was Drake May last year, and he's been absolutely balling this year. He's got the skill set, and he's got the arm, I think. So I'm excited for today. I think, and yes, the cold weather sucks, but this is football weather, and they just played in it last week in Cleveland.
Please move your phone. The term "he's been balling" is questionable, I'd say. He had one good game against the Titans, and the Titans defense is terrible. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. If he has another good game today,
how many 300-yard games does Drake May have? I'm just saying, he's played 3 games. One of them he played phenomenally well, 3 touchdowns, and he did it in the snow. Now he's going up against a defense that's just as bad, if not worse. I just think he's being undervalued a little bit. Same with his Browns team.
It's a flaming hot take to say the Bears defense is worse than the Titans defense.
They've been really bad. Really bad. The Titans are the worst. The worst.
He's got those green glasses on right now, man.
Boys, come on, look at the stats. The Bears have been bad defensively.
I'm not disagreeing with that aspect of it, but I mean, you're leaning in a little hard on the fact that Shedeur had a really good game against one of the worst defenses in football last week, and you think that's going to apply today?
Yeah, I think it's been bad, but it's still the Browns.
Yeah, with the run game too. They've shut down better running backs, but Pollard guys had one big week last week. I don't think anybody was expecting that. But this has also been a top 3 run defense this entire year.
That's true. You also love Shedeur. You've loved Shedeur since college, so it's okay. I get it.
Hey, he's got 2
wins. And I mean,
already.
again,
1 win. 1 win.
Did you guys see that Diego Pavia thing where he was like, "Yo, no matter if you go to Colorado, you won't start over my son, even if he gets hurt."
Yeah,
I have no idea about that.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I think he's gonna struggle today. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I got to eat my crow again. We'll just see. There's a lot of people in the chat that love Shedeur Sanders, and I'm sure they're going to, clip the moments of me saying he's not going to have a good game today and he's going to go out and ball, and it'll get all posted everywhere. So I just don't think he's going to be good today, and I think the Bears are going to win this game. But just saying. See, you got different sides of the coin here. This is Bees Burner on one side, and then you got the other side of it as well. So It's okay.
The duality
back.
of man, V. You got chat is showing you both sides.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure Brandon's also a Bears fan, so I don't think the bias is just one-sided.
This is not true.
Oh,
It's just not true. Skit loves Shador
Yes,
Sanders though.
Skit's getting
he's
a reaction out of you now. That's what he's doing.
He's a huge Shador guy, and we've argued about this in the chat a couple times. I'm not going to go into this once again. This is just not a good take, but whatever. We can move on. All right, and we'll see. The only way we'll see what happens is by like 2 seasons down the road. We won't be able to tell right now. All right, we spent a lot of time on this first game, and it's going to be cold as shit. I don't even know if it's going to be an interesting game unless you like one of these teams, but we'll find out. And Triz likes there to be a lot of points. Let's move on. Let's talk about another one today. We'll see how this one goes down. Jags, biggest spread on the day, 13-point favorites, 13.5 in some spots against the Jets, 41.5 point total down in Jacksonville. The Jacksonville Jaguars have a chance to take a pretty good stranglehold at the top of the AFC South if they win this game, and the Texans faltered today. We shall see what happens in that one as well. Big spread. No major thoughts on this game from me. I know Adam in the staff article in Betting News ended up taking a stab at the Jags and the points. Sauce Man, you want to lead us off here? Do you trust the Jags in this big spread? This is the biggest spread of Trevor Lawrence's career, which is I thought was really interesting. What do you think?
Makes me feel like he's not going to cover that then. Double-digit spreads are always hard to cover. The Jets are kind of playing with like absolutely nothing to lose. Brady Cook is getting the start for them. So maybe they cover. I have no clue, honestly. I don't even know what to look on the Jets side. I'm sitting here struggling with the fact if Breece Hall should even enter my starting lineup this week or not. But on the other side, Jacoby Myers. He's been fantastic. He's been Trevor Lawrence's favorite target since he came. He's got 6+ targets in every game since he arrived here, except his first game. And this is another matchup that I just think he should thrive in. This is a Jets defense and Jets secondary that has done nothing to get home on the QB, especially after the departure of Quinnen Williams. This is a secondary that has been absolutely terrible. And Jacoby Myers is just absolutely cooking. I think this is a guy you want to get going before the postseason starts. And at 53.5 receiving yards, the line just felt a little bit low. I also think it's a little bit cooked in with the spread here and maybe the fact that Jacksonville doesn't need to pass late into this game. But I still think 53.5 is more than an attainable line, even if they're just playing a conservative type of game plan 3-4 quarters into this. So that's all I've got. Other than that, this felt disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big spread. Looked at Myers. I think that's a good spot. BTJ is also getting some love in the chat. I have him on my fantasy team, and I'm looking at him deciding if I want to start him over somebody else, and I think he's going to stay on my bench, but which means he's probably going to go bananas against the Jets. But, Triz, this seems like a game. What do you think of this spread? Jags are hard to trust, but they've been a lot better the last 5 weeks. What do you think?
I think this Cook kid is so bad. I think he's terrible. Respectfully, I know he's a professional NFL quarterback getting the start, but I really think he is terrible. So I'm on the under here. I took the under. I got 41 last night right after the fight card. I woke up this morning. It's 40.5. Got a little bit of CLV, but I don't really think it's going to matter. I think this is Jaguars BTA, but if this Jets defense continues to be as kind of feisty as they've been, maybe Trevor Lawrence does struggle a little bit, but I think it's a low-scoring game regardless. If they keep the ball on the ground, which they should be able to as well, I think it's just going to chew up clock to boot. I think this Jets team is going to have a really hard time putting up points today, and I can't see the Jaguars scoring 41 themselves.
I like that. I like the under. I can see the Jags winning this game by 3 touchdowns, if not more. Because of how we saw this was a similar situation to what we saw when Brosmer started for the Vikings against the Seahawks, and we saw how that game went.
Yeah. I think it's safe to say, like, I feel like the Jets are going to have a tough time scoring a touchdown today. Never mind multiple. Like, one's probably going to be a mission.
Yeah, this wasn't a kid that like put up good numbers like in college and was like a 6th or 7th round pick. He was a guy that went undrafted, was the 3rd string guy, and he's just happening to play today.
That is how Tom Brady's career started. Just saying. But
Brady
only a Patriots fan would have that level of like.
I'm just saying. Like, I do remember that. Like Brady like split time his senior year at Michigan and undrafted. Next thing you know, he's leading us to 4 Super Bowls. But it does happen. It's just
Brady
very
took 6'5".
What do you guys think the Jets total points is line? The team total
7.5. I think it's 7.5.
9.5.
What?
It's actually 12.5, which I think is very interesting.
Dude, that's add it to my card.
It's plus money.
It's too many. Yeah,
Under
it's
12
too
and a
many.
half is plus 102.
It's too many.
Pretty wild.
That's too many touchdowns.
On the Brady thing, real quick, before we move on from this game, have you seen the stuff floating around the timeline of Tom Brady saying that at his, how old is he? 48, 46?
Yeah,
he's 48.
He's 48.
He literally said, because of the Phillip Rivers stuff, he was like, I could totally go out there and play right now. And somebody did it with the Green Goblin thing from Spider-Man of looking at the mask. Man,
you want to know the sad part too? At 48 years old, if he came back to the NFL, I think he would still be a top 10 quarterback. Isn't that sad?
Dude, he led the NFL the season before he retired he was
better or worse than Rodgers.
I don't know at this point. I say he's a top 10 quarterback immediately because he immediately comes in and is one of the only 10 quarterbacks in the league that can actually read defenses, read schemes, know what he's looking at. You know what I mean?
You can also guarantee that if Tom Brady were to come back and play in the NFL, it would be on a team that was good. He would not go to a shitty ass franchise for no reason. Like, it would be in a situation to try to go win a Super Bowl, and that's it. So yeah, I think he would go out there and be fine. Top 10, probably, maybe top 5. Who knows?
I think before we have all these takes, maybe we need to see how Phillip Rivers does today.
Yeah. Hey, man, Phillip Rivers and Tom Brady are different.
Rivers.
No, but I'm just talking from an age perspective. Tom Brady's 4 years older than Phillip Rivers too.
True.
Like, it's not just right.
Yeah, but he has all his buccal fat removed.
The guy probably drinks unicorn blood.
Only you would know the procedure he got done. Only you.
Not even me. Not even me.
Okay, since we're on the topic, Tom Brady's 6'5". If you're taking the cards, if you're taking Kyler Murray out and putting Tom Brady on, would you do that today?
Oh,
right
100%.
now.
Jacoby Brissett's averaging 300 plus pass yards just because he can see over the line of scrimmage. Come on.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think if you stick him on the Dolphins are competitive.
Oh,
that's an insane take, but I like it.
I'm telling you, it's true. If Tua's been putting up some points with them lately, I just feel like a quarterback that can see over the offensive line.
But the problem with Miami is he going to get out there and play fucking defense? Like, what's going to
Hey, their defense has been better. Oh, they've been playing terrible teams, though.
Yeah.
Him going in the AFC East would be nasty work, though. That would be a big old middle finger to.
He comes out of retirement, play for Vegas next year.
I think
Vegas
it's
is
a sell-off ownership, or his
because he retired a buck with time on his contract, so it's like
that's true.
I don't know how his rights go.
There was dead money there for sure.
All right, boys, we can stop talking about retired QBs and move on to the slate.
Yes.
No, this is now a show of we're gonna play the old folks
Ryan Tannehill is on the
version.
tip of SPJ's tongue. It's right there.
Hey, give me Ryan Tannehill over both of those guys. Ryan Tannehill is a lot younger.
Will Levis just comes out of the Mayo.
Did you guys see Will Levis at the Sacramento Kings game randomly?
Bro, for some reason,
how was that?
And his girl, like the ex-girl from the draft, were on the timeline again. I'm like, yo, leave bro alone, man. Like, what did he do to deserve this on a random Friday?
Well, up to these days?
With Will Levis and her, that he obviously did something very meaningful. That was the reason why he was on the timeline with her. So just, that was a reason, but whatever.
Oh, maybe I didn't catch that. We can move past it.
Oh, yeah, you missed that. Google her name, bud.
You missed that?
I did.
Yeah, there's a clip out there that I think you need to see.
It's the same as it's the Furry Murray lore, just Will Levis version. So I
was not familiar with your game, Mr. Levis.
I might lose V for the next 5 minutes while he goes into this hole of finding this information.
That's gonna be like V's placing parlays. No, I'm not.
No, his eyes are busy doing other stuff. You got to really dig deep to find that clip now, though. That's been eliminated from the internet. Okay, let's keep it rolling. Speaking of Jacoby Brissett, let's talk about this Cardinals-Texans game. Texans taking on the Cardinals in Texas today. 10-point favorites are the Houston Texans, looking to compete with Jacksonville at the top of the AFC South. 42-point total. As you mentioned, Brissett's been moving the football really well in this offense. Michael Wilson has looked awesome with the no MHJ in the lineup too, and I'm pretty sure that Harrison Jr. might be out again today. Triple check that while you guys are talking. Okay, he's nodding his head, so that's true. I have a play in this game that I like, but I'll pass it to you, Triz, first from a side and total perspective. What are you kind of seeing in this game? Do you like anything here?
I left this game alone and left it alone entirely. This Texans team has been rolling. I don't want to get in front of that train whatsoever, but I also don't want to get on it because I remember how CJ Stroud was playing at the beginning of this season. That offense was struggling big time. I did see something in this game that I thought was a little sus. There's a running back that plays for the Texans. Nick Chubb is playing, I believe. I didn't see anything that Nick Chubb was out. I didn't see anything that Woody Marks was out. But what is his name? Ugun Bawali. He's the same price to score a touchdown. I think he's actually 10 cents lower than Nick Chubb. He has 4 carries all season. I couldn't find any reasoning to make that line make sense, so I had to take it. Chubb is out.
Chubb is out. That's why.
Okay. See, when I was looking this morning, everything I said was like he had a chance to play and blah, blah, blah. Okay. A little different. I still think that's incredibly low. 300 for a guy that has 4 carries all season. He's lower than Chubb.
He did score last week, and this could turn into a situation where they are kind of BTA in the Cardinals, so maybe that's why. But that's nice value for Goombawale. I took kind of some chalk in this game. I took Nico Collins over his receiving yards. I got 74.5 earlier this week. It's still sitting at 74.5 right now. He's hit this in 5 of his last 6 games. CJ Stroud, as you mentioned, has had the propensity to kind of put up duds in these situations, but this Cardinals secondary is not very good. This pass defense is not very good. And I think that they're going to be able to move the football through the air. Also, Nico's had 98 and 121 in back-to-back games. He is far and away the most targeted wide receiver in this offense, especially from CJ Stroud's perspective. I'm not overthinking it. Give me CJ. I don't know why they don't keep like setting his lineup in the 80s. Like I think that it should probably be up in the 80s at this point, but I'm going to keep just not complaining about it and taking Nico. So yeah, I like Nico Collins a lot today. I also like him to score a touchdown. I know we've kind of been on the wrong side of that on our touchdown lay a lot of times, but I think that he does get into the end zone today.
I like that. I think this is going to be a tough defensive game too. Just to talk a little bit about these 2 guys on the Texans side, I've been talking about them all year. Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. Both players are top 5 in pressure rate, top 5 in sacks, and top 5 in tackles for a loss. They've been absolutely unstoppable. It's why this defense is as good as they are. It's why they're first in points allowed, like top 5 in pass yards allowed, top 5 in rush yards allowed. I can't sit here and talk better about this team. They've won 5 straight games with 2 different QBs. They won 3 of those games with Davis Mills under center. It all started in that 19-point comeback win against Jacksonville a few weeks ago, and they've kept it rolling and could potentially overtake Jacksonville in a couple of weeks for the lead in the division. And then that game is going to look a whole lot worse or better depending on what time or what perspective you're looking at it from. That being said, I'm looking at the other side. I'm looking at Jacoby Brissett. I know I was joking around when I said he's been a top 5 QB with this Cardinals offense just because he can see over the line of scrimmage, but that's an actual fact. He is first in pass yards per game, averaging 307 pass yards. He is top 10 in passer rating, pass attempts, passes of 20-plus yards, and he has shown a propensity to go deep, whether Michael Wilson or whether it's Marvin Harrison Jr. This is a team that has been really, really good defensively, but the Cardinals are going to be playing from behind. This is a guy who has thrown the ball 40-plus times in 6 of his 8 starts, and this is a line he has hit in every single one of his starts. I don't know why it's this low. It's probably a trap, but you know what? Like I'm in. Over 229 pass yards for Jacoby Brissett. The line just felt too low. I think he's going to throw the ball 40 to 45 times again today. And just because we know this Texans team, as good as they are defensively, they do not hold on to the ball, nor do they have long, drawn-out possessions where they're able to take time of the clock. I think because of that, we are going to see Jacoby move the ball. He is going to maybe not put points on the board, but he is going to move the ball in terms of getting yards. And I just think that this run game has been abysmal. So the only way they're going to put up points today is if they do it through the air. So give me Jacoby Brissett's passing yards.
It makes a lot of sense. It's unfortunate because this is the best passing defense in the NFL, like you mentioned. But given the volume and how much he's going to have to do, it probably makes sense. Also, as chat's saying, Michael Wilson, 65.5 receiving yards, feels comfortable. This defense is great for sure, but Wilson has been spectacular without Marvin Harrison Jr. out there. I don't see a reason why he's not going to get 10 to 12 to 15 targets again. So again, secondary is great for the Texans, but if they are coming from behind, maybe that's going to be something that they're going to have to deal with consistently in this game of just Jacoby going back there, like you said, and slinging it. 45
I like to
times.
pass the times too, Jays fan. The only reason I didn't is because the way I like to bet, it's like the reason I like to bet yards instead of receptions or yards instead of carries. It's just the way that I prefer to bet. I like those big chunk plays, and sometimes you get a broken play and somebody picks up 40, 50 yards at once. So that's the reason I'm going that way. But other than that, I like both. I think he's going to pass a ton today.
So, do you like anything in this game before we move on?
I think that you guys know I like the Texans. I've been on them the last few weeks. I think they're one of the best teams. Only 3 games all season for them have gone over. 75% of their games go under, boys. And I really wanted to find something in this game, but the game total sack prop is 7.5 for plus money. That means that this is just going to be absolute chaos. I don't think that this is a game that I want to bet on because, like V said, Jacoby's been putting up numbers. All of the stats say that he should be a little surgical today. But then when you go look at the lines for Vegas, 7.5 sacks for a game total is insane. So I think that there's going to be a chaos. And this might be one of those games I'm going to be happy I don't have a bet in, but I'm going to be laughing and enjoying while I watch it.
I'm just hoping. I have the Texans to win the AFC South. I bet it a couple weeks ago. It was almost 4-1, and now it's like plus 150 as the Colts fell apart and the Jags are now at the top of the division. So I'm just kind of hoping that the Texans can go and win this division. So I hope they win today. Blah blah blah.
I think they do.
Goats are muted.
So muted while he's making a point.
I wasn't making a point, just saying Colts signed Phillip Rivers, and all of a sudden the cash out value for SPJ's ticket goes up.
Yeah, 100%. It's almost double my money right now. I feel pretty good about that. I also sad to watch. Shout out Fernando Mendoza last night for winning the Heisman in the yeah, there we go, B dot in the college football realm last night. However, I was sad because I had a Pavia to win ticket that was looking really nice for a while. Probably should have cashed out, but it was a $5 ticket to win like $200. So whatever.
Did you guys see the video where no one was talking to Saiyan?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, yo, this is like the start of like the motivation for a guy.
Could be. Look out for Super Saiyan. We'll see what happens. All right, let's jump to this game. I don't know how long we're going to spend on this one, but we'll see. Eagles taking on the Raiders. 11.5-point favorites are Gangrene up in Philadelphia today. The Raiders are terrible. Kenny Pickett getting the start. Maybe we get a little hands revenge game. We'll see as he takes on his former team, starting for Geno Smith, who's on the shelf. I'm not going to lie to you, boys. I don't like anything in this game. This game stinks. I hate betting on the Raiders this season. They're just so hard to get on the right side of anyway, and the Eagles also are a team I don't love to bet on either. So I didn't find anything I loved. 38.5-point total feels low. Probably low for a reason. I think the Eagles should BTA them, but we'll find out. Triz, I'll let you start us off with the line here. What are you kind of seeing with this one? Did you take anything here?
The total seems low to you guys at all. Does it? It seems a little low, right? I feel like this Eagles defense hasn't been the best. I mean, the defensive line is kind of playing out of their head, but they've given up a lot of points to some better teams, I would say. I mean, the Raiders offense is really, really bad, but it just seems low. I feel like the Eagles could probably put up 34 themselves. Are we not trusting Kenny Pickett to score a touchdown? Even in garbage time? I don't know. I kind of feel like Kenny Pickett's probably been the better option in this offense all year. I know he's probably been a little bit banged up, but Geno's really been the downfall to this team in some aspects. They can drive the ball down the field and he turns it over with a pick in the red zone or something. So I don't know, but this game to me also kind of felt like a Saquon 2+ game. I feel like all year we've been kind of waiting for that real big game from Saquon, 2 touchdowns, 100 yards on the ground, and we haven't really gotten it. He's had some bigger games this year with 100 yards rushing and a touchdown, but he never had that 2-touchdown game, and I feel like he's due for one. This might be that game. This Raiders defense is piss poor, so I was looking at playing Saquon 2+ touchdowns. I'm probably going to have to shop around for the best price. I haven't placed that yet, but I'm looking at it.
I like that. I think this is going to be one of those kinds of games. I was actually looking at the running back on the other side, Austin Genty. I don't know if I want to trust him just because of how bad this offensive line has been. But like, I don't know if you guys have seen the weather in Philly is bad today. It's going to be, not only is there already a ton of snow on the ground, but it's cold, blowing snow. We've got my winds up to like 15, 16 miles per hour today at certain points in the game. I think that's going to definitely hinder both pass offenses a little bit, maybe force both teams to run. And this is two teams that are more than happy to do that with the running backs that they have. But I was looking at Brock Bowers at plus 290. Like you said, Trizzy, Kenny Pickett's he might have been the better QB in this QB room the entire time. He's also a guy that played backup here in Philadelphia. I think he was on the team last year when they won the Super Bowl. He came in at the end of last year, threw a couple touchdowns for this team in garbage time. And I think that not to say that he's going to come in and break any hearts in Philly, but the Eagles have lost back-to-back games. Now they have not looked the best. The games have not been even the prettiest. I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders just come in and just make everybody sweat just a little bit more in this snowy ass weather. So Brock Bowers at plus 290. He hasn't seen a ton of red zone targets this year just because of the limited volume of both him missing games and this Raiders offense just absolutely sucking ass. Like, they've just been terrible. But the thing is in the small sample size, he's a 36% route win rate in the red zone, boys, which is insane. That's why he gets the touchdowns when he's down there. That's why he gets targeted. And if that's going to happen in an ugly game like this, I'm just seeing a short 5-6 yard pass right into the end zone, and maybe Bowers just barely gets in at the pylon. So plus 290, I had to tap the button.
That shout of the weather is a great alley-oop to me, V, because I actually did take Max Crosby for 5 tackles and assists, has hit in 4 of 5 games, missed just last game in the dirty weather today. I do think that he's going to have to be doing everything. The Raiders are just playing for pride. They don't want to get beat up. Max Crosby, we know, is one of the most elite players in all of the NFL. So I do think that with this hit rate at minus 105, I was very comfortable taking Max for 5 tackles and assists, averaging 6.2 in his last 5.
I like that a lot, so because I think they're going to be running a ton today. I didn't even think of that. But they should be running a ton, and Lane Johnson is out for the Eagles today.
I know that Danny took Saquon to score a touchdown earlier this week as well. So Trizzy's kind of leaning with you on that regard of things. Saquon might find his way into our touchdown late today. I like that. This is also a nice way to do it too.
That feels cheap.
I like a lot of backs today in general. I like 3 or 4 running backs to score a touchdown. It's just kind of how I was looking at the board today. Kind of, I don't know.
It's cold, getting to the point of the season where when it's that cold, hard to tackle these running, especially the bigger backs as well. You just don't want to have to deal with them for 4 quarters. So that's not a bad way to look at it, especially going into these last few weeks of the season and the bone-chilling weather on the Great Lakes, especially like B-Dot was talking about. So, all right, guys, let's move on. Speaking of big running backs, huge game in the AFC North. Bengals taking on the Ravens. Joe Burrow and company looking to give the Ravens the business again like they did on Thanksgiving. However, it's going to be a really tough road at this point for the Bengals to compete to win this division now, especially after their loss last week against the Bills. Joe Burrow did a great job for 3 quarters and then forgot how to play quarterback on a couple plays, and it absolutely ruined that game for them against the Bills. Ravens as well fell apart against the Steelers. Should be a really interesting game in Cincinnati today. 2.5-point dogs are the Bengals at home. Ravens should get the job done. Lamar has been kind of pedestrian over the last few weeks, looking like he's still recovering from that hamstring injury. 51.5-point total, though. I got a couple chalky plays in this game, and we are going to go dancing in a minute, too. But I want to know y'all's thoughts on this one. Triz, do you have any plays in this game? I bet that high total, what are we thinking?
The high total, I kind of liked it for a minute there until you start really breaking down the game. You start looking into some of the aspects here. It's a divisional matchup. We're talking about weather a lot today. I can't imagine the weather. It's in Cincinnati, right? Not Baltimore.
Weather is
In
perfect.
Cincinnati.
It's perfect, really.
Yeah,
Midwest. That's interesting. So
they actually just posted this morning, Triz, perfect football weather.
Interesting.
Like, it's cold. It's cold, but
Yeah,
it's
it's cold, but-
rainy, windy,
It's not
snowy.
overcast. It's nice.
Yeah, I know the entire Northeast is getting kind of pounded today. Even this New England game is going to be a little interesting as well. I woke up, it's still snowing, sleet type of thing. So, I mean, nonetheless, though, I think this Ravens offense has been struggling a little bit. As I mentioned, it's a divisional matchup. This total seems a tad high, but not exactly. If it was more 52, 53, 54, I would feel a little bit like I feel about the Lions and the Rams game today. But because it's a divisional matchup, it's an AFC North matchup as well, like kind of known for more slugfests. I know there's some high-powered offense here, but I mean, Joe Burrow without T. Higgins this week, probably gonna have to force feed Jamar Chase. I mean, I think T. Higgins isn't playing, right? There's no way.
T. Higgins is out. He's out.
Okay, so gonna have to force feed Jamar Chase, and it's like how often can that work, especially against good defenses, kind of like this Ravens? If the Ravens just choose to shut down just Jamar Chase today and make Joe Burrow kind of work, who does he really have? Gesicki, maybe a big game for Chase Brown today, but maybe Yoshi Vaz, you're right. I saw his touchdown number though, and it kind of scared me considering he's like the number 2 passing option for Joe Burrow. It's a little wide to be for him to be the number 2 option right there. So again, that kind of leaned me more towards the total here. I think it's probably a grudge match, probably a slugfest. The 2.5 spread's probably going to make sense. Going to come down to a field goal, I think. I like Baltimore, but the spread scares me as well. So I'm staying away from this matchup as well.
All right, so you lobbed me a little bit of a softball. So I took the chalk in this game. Jamar Chase, as you mentioned, I took his 91.5 receiving yards earlier this week. Set it, forget it, don't overthink it. He's probably going to get 10 to 15 targets. Didn't get over his line last week against Buffalo, which was a little bit of an anomaly for him with Joe Burrow being back. But he had 100-plus receiving yards against this Ravens secondary on Thanksgiving, like you mentioned, and this is a secondary that he has cooked. 200-plus receiving yards against this team last season, and then he also had 180-plus in the game prior to that as well. So I'm not overthinking it. This is also win or go home at this point for the Bengals, so they have to win this football game, and Joe Burrow is going to go out there and I think play like that, and I think Jamar Chase will be the beneficiary. So I love his 91.5. And then on the other side, you guys know what I did. Let's go dancing.
This is the rhythm of my life. Oh yeah, I know you wanna say it. This is the rhythm of my life. This is the rhythm of my life. This is the rhythm of my life.
The rhythm play of the day today, boys. Put your crowns on. Derrick Henry, 89-plus rushing yards from our friends at Rhythm, and I love it as well. It's my staff pick, too. Kate also had it as her staff pick as well, which is why I was going back and forth between taking Chase or Henry, and I just went and rolled with the king. He took me home and tucked me in last week, and I think he's going to do the exact same thing in this matchup today against the worst rushing defense in the entire NFL. This has been one of those situations where I watched this cash last week with Derrick Henry, 94 rushing yards against Pittsburgh, one of the worst another bad rushing defense on 25 carries. He would have hit this line against Cincinnati. He had 60 rushing yards on 10 attempts. He had 30 or 40 rushing yards in the first quarter, and then Todd Monken just decided to not give him the football anymore. So I don't really understand what that strategy was, but I think that they learned their lesson today, and I think that they're going to take advantage of this 32nd ranked rushing defense in the NFL by giving the football to the king. The Rhythm model also loves it as well. They have him going over 100 rushing yards on the ground over the 89.5 line or 88.5 line, excuse me. You can get involved with Rhythm as well and check out all their models. You can build your own models. Maybe not the models you want to build, but you know what I'm saying. Get involved. Go check them out. Vibes25 is the promo code to get 25% off your subscription. Build your own models. Find plays like the king. This is chalky, sure, but I absolutely love it. I think the king goes crazy today.
I like it. This game was a little bit funky to me. I like Trizzy shouted about Mike Gesicki for touchdown. Trizzy, you're speaking of prices. Him at plus 240. He's only got one touchdown this year. It came last week. This is a Baltimore defense that I think has had the benefit of playing some pretty subpar opponents over the last few weeks. Outside of the game against the Steelers and the one against the Bengals, it was the Jets, Browns, and Vikings. And then before that, it was the Dolphins. So just some really bad offenses that haven't been clicking. I think that they're due to give up some touchdowns. And Gesicki at plus 240 felt kind of short, in my opinion, especially with the other guys that are on this offense, like Chase Brown, Yoshi Vaz. And we're seeing the totals so high. I know there's a lot of love on the other side for Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely today, just because, boys, the Bengals are giving up 20 points per game to the tight end position. And that's never happened for an entire season ever, like in fantasy football history. They have been getting torched by tight ends again and again. And now this seems like a situation where you have two big name guys. Mark Andrews got the contract, and now we've seen back-to-back weeks of high utilization of Isaiah Likely. Mark Andrews only caught 1 of his 5 targets last week, but we know that he has seen the highest red zone target share of this Ravens offense. The touchdown kind of reflects that too. I just don't know on what side I want to be on. So I took Gesicki at plus 240, and that's probably the wrong one.
Maybe they all hit.
Should be a good game in the early window. Any final thoughts on this, boys, before we move on?
No, let's keep it moving. Yoshivas, check out the receptions. Check out the longest reception. Both have good hit rates at home, but who knows? Who knows?
All right. All right. We got some bangers to finish off the early window. Let's go ahead and just get to the game. It could be the game of the day. We'll see if that Lions-Rams game has something to say about it too. But Patriots taking on Buffalo Bills. Huge battle in the AFC East. This game is going to pretty much decide the winner of the AFC East today. Pat's looking to get the job done again at home, though, against Josh Allen and company. The new announced soon-to-be father, Josh Allen. If you guys didn't see, Josh Allen and his wife are expecting a child. Just got announced a couple days ago. 1-point dogs are the New England Patriots. Mike Vrabel and company at home against Josh Allen, looking to again avenge their loss against this team earlier this season, and also give themselves a chance to possibly win the division still, even though it's probably still going to be the Patriots. But if the Bills lose today, it's for sure going to be the Patriots. 49.5-point total. As Triz, you just said, it's cold, snowy, typical December Foxborough weather. I'll say this. I really like the Bills in this spot. I think the Bills win this football game. I know Danny's on it. I know probably, Triz, you're nodding your head because I know you feel that direction too, even though it's your squad. You don't want to fade your team actively. But I just think that Josh Allen's going to come in here and be good enough to win this game in this spot.
I was going to ask that too. I was like, does the announcement maybe it doesn't count as much as the birth of your child?
I don't think it really matters with Allen specifically, but I was just looking for another way to
Do you get
kind
a
of
boost from knowing you can impregnate someone?
But I mean, you can't post the baby announcement, and then 2 days later come out and lay it dead. You know what I mean? You gotta do that.
I mean, he proved he came in and finished. So he just needs to come in and finish today. That's all I'm saying. You know.
Oh my God, Trizzy, what are your thoughts?
So as we mentioned, it's a really messed up day as far as the weather goes here. I think the total's a little high considering that. I think it might be a little bit more of a slugfest going. Saw their first matchup go under in good weather. Now add a little bit worse weather, add a little bit of struggles on the Bills' offensive sides. And again, Patriots playing today without Will Campbell. I think veteran Lowe is the guy stepping in to take over left tackle. Played pretty good, but at the same time, there is going to be a little bit of a hole there. I don't know. Like I mentioned yesterday on Betspresso, Patriots have been coming from behind in almost every game. They're going down 7 points, 10 points to bad teams, to good teams, every week. And eventually we're going to run into that team that just puts up 21 quick, and you can't climb out of that hole. You're going to spend the rest of the game trying to climb out of that hole, and it doesn't work that way. So I think that tonight might be one of those games. Again, divisional matchup. I kind of like the under here if I'm going to play anything. But I do think the Bills roll. I can't actively fade my boys though. The spread doesn't make too much sense to me. You beat them. We beat them at home by almost, I think it was by 10 plus points. It wasn't really a close game. We beat them at home. We've only won since. They've looked shaky, so to say, lost a few games, and they come into Foxborough as the favorite. I mean, line's kind of.
We got two big ass win streaks on the line today. We have one that's right here in this Patriots game, the 10 in a row, and I think same with the Broncos, 10 in a row, 11 in a row at home, going back to last year. So, like, two big games, and I wouldn't be surprised if both kind of, they've been really good, but both teams have been kind of, like you said, just playing from behind, winning really close games, and the spread here doesn't make any sense with the Bills. I think that Josh Allen is going to come in. I like his touchdown at even money. Usually I don't like betting touchdowns that juiced up, but with the weather conditions, with them having already lost the game and them having they have multiple losses also to the division this year. So that's really not a position you want to be in. I think that if you hope to have a good seeding here, if you hope to even maybe win the division, I don't know if it's still possible for them, you got to win this game in Foxborough, and his receivers just haven't been doing much for him. I know Kincaid is back. That's also a look. But I do think that Allen just has to do so much with his legs. And we saw it in that comeback last week against Cincinnati. Like that huge run that he scored for a touchdown. And then late in that game, too. The guy's just been doing everything with his legs because Keon Coleman and his receivers have really not been helping.
Well, do you want to know a little bit more incentive that's going to be going on in the bad weather? Speaking of receivers, Khalil Shakir, 1 TD. He's got his incentive for $150,000. And on the defensive side of the football, Daquan Jones of the Bills, 1 sack for $500,000.
1 touchdown and 1 sack.
There's a lot of things that the Bills are playing for today. It's not just being daddy.
Yeah.
Also,
Diggs on the other side too with his.
I was just about to say. Well, Diggs also has, the former team narrative, and it's the most recent former team, or maybe not most recent, but the one he spent the most time with. And, he had a great game. He had a great game against them earlier this season. Over 100 receiving yards, went bananas. Chef is on his receiving yards as his staff article play. I like it too. It makes sense. I mean, he hasn't really done a lot the last few weeks, but I think that maybe the weather plays a little bit of a factor here, but it's Stephon Diggs, and Drake May has been slinging it. So I like it.
I do think that this is a situation where we all love incentives. Everybody that bets the NFL, right? If you like fun, you like incentives. But this is a different case with Diggs. His contract is heavily incentive based. Like he's not going to make as much off of his base salary. Whereas other players, the 150 is nice, but the base salary for Shakir is great. You know what I mean? But for Diggs, his contract really constitutes a very heavily incentive based contract.
It's going to be a fun one. We can all agree. This is going to be a good game. And I would not be surprised either team winning, which is the indicative of the spread. However, now 2.5 is chat saying.
Neither do the kids.
You're going to lose comment privileges if you bring in comments like that up.
This guy, man. This guy's been sick, loses 2 days, and you guys can tell he's back and ready to be back on the
obviously
show.
A little delirious.
You're making up for lost time a little bit. Yeah. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's go to an interesting game as well for different reasons, though. 2 teams with no playoff aspirations whatsoever, however, still looking to compete today. Giants taking on the Commanders. 2.5-point dogs are the Commanders, with Marcus Mariota getting the start for Jaden Daniels, who's on the shelf once again for that elbow problem. 46.5-point total. Interesting total line, I think, because of how bad these defenses have been. But Triz, I'll let you take it away. What are we thinking in MetLife today?
All right, man. Staff article play. I am rolling with the Commanders money line. This is a team that has not won since the first week of October. 8+ weeks, 2 full months. No wins here. I believe the Giants they're not in tank mode necessarily, but they want a better draft pick than they don't. And I don't think the Commanders necessarily care about their draft picks because they wouldn't be playing Jaden Daniels through a dislocated elbow and trying to win games still X, Y, and Z. I think Marcus Mariota has been, as of recent weeks, not as good, but for a while here, he was making this offense work. Now Terry McLaurin's back in this offense. This Giants secondary is piss poor. I think even a quarterback of Mariota's caliber is going to be able to throw the ball around the yard and put some points up against this Giants defense. I think, again, this is probably going to be a very high-scoring game, in my opinion. I think it's going to be a slugfest back and forth. I don't think the Giants are exactly trying to tank, but I just feel like the Commanders are trying to win games more. I feel like they are putting more effort out on the field. Again, Terry's had a really lull of a season here, hasn't really snapped back even since coming back from the injury. I wouldn't be surprised if Mariota and McLaurin have a pretty good connection going today. And maybe the weather's not the best. Even still, I still think the Commanders have a pretty good rushing game. The Giants front seven, a little scary, but at the same time, I really think that the Commanders are going to come in here and win this game. I'm putting my 12-2 record on the line for it. We've been rolling here. You can keep the points. That I don't think they matter at all. We'll take the money line, and we'll take Mariota to kind of get this offense back on track and roll today. Like I said, I think the Giants want that top 3 pick. They want another receiver for Dart or their pick at the offensive lineman of the draft. So. Yeah, I think they're a little bit more in tank mode, and I think Mariota at this point with the offense is just how they match up. I don't see how the Commanders don't roll today, man. I think this is a trap line on the Giants all day with flashy Jackson Dart and all the other stuff going on over there. I do like Tyrone Tracy to score a touchdown today though. No touchdowns all season, very low. Very, very low. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get involved in the receiving area of things. So, yeah, I like Tracy to score.
I like that too,
Dart
Trizzy.
Tutty?
Go ahead, Sick. Sorry.
I was asking Trez, what do you think about Dart Tutty?
Yeah, I like that as well. They're the same price. So I rolled with Tracy because they're the same price. Jackson Dart's the guy with all the rushing touchdowns this year, but yeah, he's the same price as Tracy. So I took Tracy. Devin Singletary is actually the most favored person to score a touchdown of the game. Another touchdown line I was looking at that I thought was very interesting. Bill Krosky Merritt. He's like plus 160. Not a guy that's been getting the ball very frequently. Kind of lost his job to Chris Rodriguez in some aspects here, but that's pretty low line to score a touchdown today. So I don't know. Keep an eye on that one. I haven't taken that one yet, but I do like it. It's a big running back day.
Rodriguez is a little banged up, so that could be a reason why for sure. Tyrone Tracy, hasn't scored a touchdown since Denver, so I think you might be onto something. And again, I have him in my fantasy team starting today, so please and thank you. Touchdowns.
That was another. Oh, good. Thank you for mentioning that. That was another reason why I liked him today. Oddly enough, I have him on a couple of my teams as well, and he's always projected 10 to 12 points in between there. Weirdly, I don't know why, but this week specifically on almost all of the apps, Sleeper, Yahoo, ESPN, he's projected to score over 14 on every one. At the big jump. And again, I put the stock in that as you will. These fantasy apps only know so much, but I think there's probably a reason behind that. I don't know exactly why, but I rolled with them. I started them in a few fantasy leagues as well.
It's the Commanders' defense. Their defense is terrible. 29th in rushing yards allowed, 27th receiving yards allowed. They get cooked by running backs consistently. 28th rushing yards allowed and 25th receiving yards allowed to the running back position. So I hope you're right, because I have him in a league that I need him to win, or I need him to be great.
So there we go. See, I look in the morning when both of the guys are still listed. You know what I mean? And then they get ruled out, and now shit makes sense.
Yeah. Well, this is on the other side for the Krosky Merritt thing you were mentioning.
Yeah, that's what I was talking. Yeah.
Okay. Sauceman, do you have any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I do. I got a couple plays, one on each side. I'll be real quick. One side touchdown, Theo Johnson. The kid's been he's been good this year. George Kittle was just talking about him. He's talking about him being one of the most exciting tight ends in the game right now. He's a second-year guy, and he's really developed a connection with Jackson Dart here. Dart's missed a few games, but last week he came back, threw the ball 24 times. 16 of those targets went to Theo and Wandale, split right down the middle. I think that Theo's going to get in the end zone against a team that has given up 8 receiving touchdowns in the last 6 weeks to the tight end position. And because of that, they are now second last in tight end or touchdowns allowed to the tight end position. Theo's seen a great red zone target share, and I just think that this big-bodied guy is going to give problems to a guy like Bobby Wagner at his age right now for that Commanders linebacking crew. On the other side, I'm looking at Terry McLaurin. Everything you said about Marcus Mariota, Trizzy, he's been good this year, and his connection with Terry has been right there too. He kind of forces him the ball in games too, and in games where they played together, he's got 10-plus catches on 20 targets and 137 yards this year. I think Terry's going to have a big day. The yards line is sitting at 58.5, and this is a Giants secondary that is bottom 10 in most statistical passing categories, and they just haven't done a good job. They have the bodies up front to get to the QB, but they don't have the schemes to get there, and that's been a huge problem for them. It's why they fired their DC, and it hasn't gotten any better with him gone. I just think that this is a team playing for next year, right? They're looking for a better draft pick. A new coach is going to come in. He's going to get to pick their guy, and the franchise is going to get to start again with the QB of their future. So Give me Terry McLaurin to kind of have a day today.
Bang. So, any final thoughts on this game before we move on?
No, I just wanted to know about that dart tutty. Probably tail Trizzy on Tyrone.
It might be in our touchdown lane. We'll get there. Last game of the early window. We've talked about every single one. Last one to take us home and tuck us in. Another huge divisional matchup. Chiefs taking on the Chargers. 5.5-point favorites are the Kansas City Chiefs. After shit in the bed last week against the Texans, Chargers looked great last week as well. Got the job done too. Winners of 5 of their last 6 games as well. And the Chiefs have lost 4 of their last 5 as they have continued to spiral in the latter half of the season. 41.5-point total. I said this to Trizzy yesterday, and I've kind of been staring at it the last few days. Not going to bet it, but I think the Chiefs win this game by more than a touchdown. The line is kind of saying to me that I feel like the Chiefs get the job done. However, the Chiefs are just unreliable at this point and really hard to bet. So I'm not going to take it. Don't like any props here from me specifically. Sauce, I'm going to let you kind of lead us off. What are your thoughts on the spread? Do you like anything here?
Man, the spread being this heavily favored towards KC really made me sus because they just feel like they haven't earned it. The defense has been good, but so has this Chargers defense. The secondary has been absolutely elite. We saw it last year with the way that they iced the game late in that one. The team's been fantastic. They get to the QB, and they're doing it without Joey Bosa up front anymore. So I don't know. Khalil Mack is still playing like maybe not the Khalil Mack, but he's still playing really good fucking football. And in a divisional game with the opportunity to kind of just eliminate the Chiefs from the postseason where you won't have to see this team, right? And a Broncos team that has a tougher matchup that where the division might still be like just maybe even if it's just a crack, it's still open, right? The spread just scared me. So Trizzy, can you talk to me more about the spread and what the hell the books are thinking?
Yeah,
I don't know. I've seen the Chiefs be in 3 sharp spots in the past month and lose every single game. So I have no idea like how to feel about this team anymore. I don't know what they're baiting the public with anymore because this team is just genuinely not that good. Every week they show us they're not that good, but they keep getting these crazy lines. So how in what world are the Chiefs almost a touchdown favorite over the Chargers? Chargers have been rolling here, and the Chiefs cannot get anything going on offense. So I don't see the 5.5 spread. I don't see how the Chargers don't cover this game to an extent. Not saying the Chiefs don't win. They need to win. Back is against the wall. But how do you feel comfortable laying 5.5 on them here? It's a sharp spot. You can look at it kind of the way I look at games and be like, this line doesn't make sense. How do we not jump in on the Chiefs? But none of the lines they've gotten this year have made any sense, and they keep losing. And it's hard to judge this team because they're such a public team. And like they got all of the flash with Mahomes and Kelsey and all this stuff. It's hard to judge some of these lines, especially with the dynasty, so to say, that Patrick Mahomes has been. I feel like he just gets this historical boost, so to say. Like you can't hang Tom Brady at plus money, or you can't hang Aaron Rodgers at plus money at a certain point in his day. And it seems like
Mr. Bye Week.
Yeah, it just seems like the books are giving him this unspoken respect because of what he's done over the past 10 years or so. And I don't agree with it. The one thing I looked at in this game, I've taken it a couple times. The season still hasn't cashed. Week 15, dude has not scored a touchdown yet. Xavier Worthy, plus 310, anytime touchdown. It's way too wide. Again, this guy had 6 touchdowns his rookie season. Not a single touchdown yet. We're 15 weeks in. This offense has not been clicking. They need to get something going somehow. And I think it comes down to getting Xavier Worthy a little bit more involved here. So I'm taking the touchdown again. Going to chase it again, plus 310. But that's all I got in here. I think these lines don't make sense. It's a pump fake. I'd fully stay away from this game if I was anybody. I do know the Chiefs are a big survivor pick. We know how that goes. The Chiefs are a big liability for sports books as well in general on tickets and spread on tickets and handle. So again, it's a sharp line in a public square spot. I don't know how you judge that.
I got 2 things to say about this. First thing is Patrick Mahomes over 21.5 rushing yards, balloons, has been added to my card. Hitting 3 straight games. He had 57 against the Chargers earlier this season in the first game of the year. I don't see a way that if you think the Chiefs are going to stick around, even if they're losing, Mahomes is going to have to scramble and run around. So I think 30 plus again in 3 straight, 21.5 feels too low. So I like Mahomes rushing yards. But Triz, as a tinfoil hat owner, put on your tinfoil hat with me for a second. I saw this the other night, and it makes sense as to why I feel like this line is where it's at. I agree with you. I don't want to bet it. However, I do think the reason why it's set there. Do you guys know who plays on Christmas Day? The singular standalone Christmas Day game?
Oh, the Kansas City Chiefs.
The Kansas City Chiefs against the Denver Broncos. Standalone. It's on Netflix. Do you guys really think the NFL wants the Kansas City Chiefs to be mathematically eliminated out of the playoffs by the time they get to that Christmas Day game in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Probably not. Not to say that it's rigged, because it's not. I don't know if that's going to change the math specifically. But it popped up when I was watching, when I was talking about it earlier this week. It popped up on the advertisements, and I was like, damn, how shitty would it be? And from a viewership perspective, there would be a lot less eyeballs on that game if the Chiefs are mathematically eliminated from playoff contention to take on the Broncos, who at that point probably have nothing to play for too, besides just being the number 1 seed in the AFC. So just saying, maybe that matters over the next couple Chiefs games. They have to win regardless, like you said. Don't know if it's going to matter in the spread, but I think the NFL really wants the Chiefs to be playing for stuff on Christmas Day.
So I wanted to do a little something. I'm in this VIP leaked thing where all the VIP cappers, all their plays, like Dub Club guys, blah, 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 all of them get leaked. 90% of them, there's like 50-something cappers in here. 90% of them are on that Chiefs line.
Wow.
The guys that get paid for bets, but we know how we feel about that, you know.
Sure.
Yeah, that feels
it's a good point from Matt. 3 teams need to win and a Chiefs loss for that to happen. Chiefs can lose this game and still be alive. Okay. So they can still lose and still be alive.
The AFC is so convoluted this year with all the teams and the divisions as being so dog shit. And then you look at the NFC, and then you have a team like the Panthers and Bucks like duking it out for one playoff spot, and then the Niners, Seahawks, and the Rams all basically like at each other's throats. It's been a lot of fun to watch on both sides. SPJ, I have one play in this game just to add a little color onto your Mahomes play. I thought maybe you read my piece, but I got the line at 19.5. It feels a little bit trapped because of how low it is. But Mahomes leads the league among all QBs in scramble rate this year. He has the most scrambles. He has not been protected at the line of scrimmage this year. And I think that because of that, he's going to have to scramble a little bit more today. I know I froze probably for a little bit there, but he leads the league in scramble rate. 50 scrambles this year, average 8.1 yards per scramble. And again, like I said, this Chargers defense in the secondary has been elite. Sometimes you need to move the chains, and you got to do that with your legs.
Say scramble again.
Scramble.
Yes. I want scrambled eggs now. You said scramble like 4 times in like a 45 seconds rate. Now I can think about it as fluffy scrambled eggs.
I thought I froze, so I doubled down, just in case.
Scramble. You scrambled it. And you said convoluted, which Padge really liked that word, which is a good word. Convoluted is a great word. Yeah, and he gave you the definition. Thank you. Bing bong. All right, guys. That is the early window done and dusted. We've got a few more games in the late window, and I mean, shit, the late window is even tastier than maybe the early window. It's going to be a great day of football. We've got about another 30 minutes with you guys, an hour away from a kickoff here on week 14 right here, or excuse me, week 15 right here on the Gridiron Gang. Thanks for stopping by. Drop a dub if you're enjoying the show. If you haven't liked or subscribed to the channel, feel free to do so. The channel's growing a lot. We just hit 3,000 followers on Twitch. Big dubs to all of you guys for giving us the 3K. Let's get to 5K next, and then additionally, we are climbing in the YouTube ranks as well. So give us a like and a subscribe. Share this with your friends if you like the content. We go live every single day right here on the channel. Even though the NFL season is starting to get to the point of the playoffs. Playoffs is going to be fucking cinema. But we appreciate you guys for tuning in and kicking it with us across all platforms. About 5,000-6,000 you guys watching us across here, there, and everywhere. Appreciate you. All right, lads, let's keep it rolling. Let's go to Old Man River. Phillip Rivers traveling across the country. Did he take the train? Did he take a wagon? Or did he fly? Who knows? We'll see. Seahawks taking on the Colts. 43-point total, 14-point spread. Phillip Rivers, 44. You guys know all the narratives coming into this game. Seahawks, Sam Darnold and company have been fantastic. One of the best defenses in football. Legion of Boom 2.0, as Sook likes to say, and they have been fantastic at home as well. Lumen Field's going to be rocking. The 12th man, which is always the case in Seattle, is a massive deal. It's going to be even bigger today. There's so many different ways you can look at this game. Shags took the team total over for the Seahawks. If you want to go that direction, I have a play in this game too. But Sauceman, I'll let you kind of lead us off, dude, with just what's up with Phillip Rivers today. How's he going to be? Do you have any confidence?
I don't want to say I have no confidence, but I also want to say that I'm not an NFL GM, I'm not an NFL coach, and I'm not an NFL owner. So I will sometimes defer to what they know, what they see, right? So I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna take out some popcorn, and I'm gonna throw him on the side TV while I watch the Packers and Broncos on the main TV. But I think this is going to be a fun game. I think the Seahawks have been really good this year. I think Jackson Smith and Jigba is on track to have a historical season too. I think the 2K yards is very much on the table. And more so, this offense has just looked fantastic. Rashid Shaheed kind of coming into the fold a little bit more. We're seeing Cooper Kupp scored a touchdown last week. But I just didn't know who to pick. The defense with the Seahawks is really good, so I don't know if I really feel confident in a Colts player, especially with the QB. We don't know what his relationship with the receivers are going to be. Who's he going to favor? Who's going to see the highest target share? Is it going to be Tyler Warren close to the line of scrimmage, or is Alec Pierce still going to get that high frequency deep ball he gets so often? Outside of that, I wasn't really sure, but I do want to say I love seeing Chat get active when all of a sudden their team comes up. Like BG, he hasn't said anything, but the Seahawks come in here and it's a retirement party at the link this week, boys. It's a retirement party at the link. But
yeah, it's going to be fascinating regardless. Like, you're going to be tuning into this game and seeing it, even if it's on the side screen, red zone, whatever it might be. You're going to be clamoring to see what Phillip Rivers looks like in this situation. I said this earlier. I did not bet this. Probably going to regret not betting it, but kind of keep it classy. Jonathan Taylor with 13.5 receiving yards feels very comfortable. I like that play. We talked about JT earlier, but what I ended up betting is just Jackson Smith and Jigba. I haven't bet him in like 3 weeks. I'm going straight back to the kid. 94.5 receiving yards for JSN. He had 92 last week. V just got over the line with him right there as well. But this guy's been the best receiver in football all season. The Colts have also been one of the worst secondaries in football, 29th in receiving yards allowed and 30th in receiving yards allowed to the wide receiver position. In comes the best of the best, and I think that he's going to cook them all day long. Like the latter, 100+, like his touchdown too. I think he scores a touchdown today. But I just took the 94.5 receiving yards for JSN to just keep doing what you've been doing.
I don't see why not. Absolutely.
Easy dump off passes for Paw. Can
you guys remind me, what is the tiebreaker in the NFL? Like, when it comes down to it, because with the way that the division's playing out, I feel like it's gonna matter in the end, right? Is it points for or point differential? What comes into play here? Head-to-head
first, and then after that, I want to say if it gets to divisional, if it's division, it's divisional rankings and divisional win-loss, and then after that, I think it's conference record. I'm pretty sure. I don't think point totals comes into play until way after that. So I think it's conference, and I think it's division record. It's obviously head-to-head, division record, and then conference record. I'm pretty sure. So
the Rams and Seahawks, man, it's about to get interesting, and they play each other too. Rams have 2 more divisional games than the last 4. So.
That was right.
They actually put in games of common record first. Conference comes after. That's not how it works.
Games of common record first.
Yeah,
okay.
That comes first. Division, then common record, then conference.
Okay. And that game next week I can't remember if it's Sunday Night Football or Thursday Night Football against the Rams is going to be cinema. But Triz, you got any thoughts on this one before we move on? Talking Old Man Rivers, you like any faith in the guy today?
No, man. The spread was really, really big before he was confirmed that he was going to start. He got confirmed he was going to start, and the line got bigger. I think that should tell you what's going to really happen here. This does seem like one of those the Seahawks win by 14 type of games, though, because the spread's so big. It's kind of funny how the books, when they drop a really, really big spread like this, sometimes it comes right down to the exact number. And I think that's rather interesting. I think that's kind of how it's going to play out in this one. I like what you guys were saying about the Jonathan Taylor receptions and receiving yards. I think that's probably a solid play today for Old Man Rivers. He's a seasoned veteran. He knows if it's not there, he's going to check it down. Now, the whole hard part is to figure out who that check down is going to be. But I mean, when you have Jonathan Taylor out there, how is it not him? So
I will say this. We can cap it off and move on. And this is probably not happening, but I just want this on record. If Phillip Rivers and the Indianapolis Colts today go out there and win this football game, I think it would be a top 5 quarterback performance of all time. All time. For this guy to come in there and win a football game on the road with this team. 44 years old, hasn't practiced with the team at all this entire season, coming out of nowhere, hasn't played football in 5 years. Given the circumstances, given the defensive matchup he's got to take on today, if the Colts win this game today, at least put it in the top 10, maybe top 5. Regardless of how he plays, if he leads this team
the best team at covering the spread in the entire league, they're 10-3 ATS. They're top 5 in sacks. They're just BTAing teams. My play in this game is actually Cooper Kupp, longest reception, over 16.5. He's not had a good hit rate in the last few games, but I do think that he's going to be one of the reasons why the Colts aren't going to have a chance. Colts give up a lot of big plays the last 3 weeks. They give up multiple 16.5 receptions in the last 3 weeks, about 2 a game. And as the other team is worried about JSN and the run game, I think Cooper Kupp's going to get open. And I know that we want to talk about Phillip Rivers, but this Seahawks team has been very, very, very legit and is still somehow going under the radar.
I liked your analysis on Kupp here, especially with the hit rate at home, and I do think they're going to be able to move the football against this bad secondary. All right, anything else on this one? I just hope Phillip Rivers doesn't die. Let's just put it that way.
He's got the health insurance to get him through it, though.
Hey, all right now, thank God for that. Okay, huge battle in the NFC South. Let's move on to that game next. And so, yeah, I know, Rusty. I know.
I was actually sitting here waiting. I'm going to ask Trizzy where he gets his T-shirts from after the stream, but I'll just say it now because Rusty
This
did.
is a polo T-shirt, man. It's not like a
polo.
you know what I'm saying?
Polo tees are nice.
Maybe it just fits too nice, Trizzy. Maybe that's it.
Yeah,
I have a Kenneth.
I think so. It's not my fault you guys don't go to the gym or work out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, shots fired. Holy.
Oh, man.
Jeez. Where's Hobie coming back calling it a schmedium, too?
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's bulking season.
Do we need to all have a stream where we all wear his T-shirts and show off our random guns that we don't have? Okay.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
All right.
I'm gaining a little bit of weight. You know, it's cozy season. It's holiday season. I'm eating a little bit too much. You know what I mean? And
cozy season.
Not enough cardio. Just the weights.
That's okay. It's bulking season, like you said. All right, NFC South. Let's head on to this one. Tyler Shuck and company at home against the Carolina Panthers. If the Carolina Panthers win this football game today, as we watch Sook's Buccaneers shit the bed on Thursday Night Football, the Panthers will be first in this division, which is wild to say in the NFC South. But this NFC South is kind of bad overall. However, it's going to be an interesting couple weeks for the Bucs fans, for Panthers fans. Although it's only 2.5 points, even though the Saints have nothing to play for. This might be a landmine this week, boys, of a team that has nothing to play for yet, wants to go out in the division and just cause some chaos. And the Saints have been doing that over the last 3 weeks. They've won 2 of their last 4 games. They obviously won last week as well. I like the Saints in this spot. Don't have the cojones to bet the 2.5, but it feels like a Saint spot to me. But as Trizzy and I were talking about this on BetSpresso yesterday, and I was surprised. I thought Trizzy was going to make the Saints his play, but you brought up a good point. The Saints are also coming off a big win last week too. So maybe that's the reason why the line is set at 2.5. You want to talk about it a little bit more before we jump into this game, Sam?
Yes, sir. So we talked about it on BetSpresso yesterday. I was looking at this line and I was like, oh, this line does not make too much sense at all. The Saints are one of the worst teams in the NFL. Panthers just beat the Rams, one of the best teams in the NFL. Why is this only 3 points? And as I was going to type up my staff article play and I started typing about the Saints, I talked myself right off of betting this. I think the Saints are kind of riding the high of beating the Bucs last week. I think there's going to be a lot of narrative in this matchup where the Panthers can take control of the NFC South here, right? I think with a win. So I think there's going to be a lot of narrative behind that. Maybe the Saints do keep this game close, but I think the Panthers are going to end up pulling it out here. The Saints are a very bad football team. They can only come through in so many sharp spots, especially sequentially. And now they're riding against a spread streak here. I think it's 3 games in a row. I don't see that really coming in here with working too well coming in here in a divisional matchup. I took the under. I did take the under here in a divisional matchup. We saw last week, I think last week was a week of the ages in divisional matchups. I think every single one went over, and I think that comes to a screeching halt again today. I think a lot of these divisional matchups today are set to go under. They're kind of tailor-made to go under. You have a little bit of weather in this one and that one. Obviously, there's no weather in this one. But I just see low total here. The Saints have been struggling to score points. Sometimes at certain points this season, the Panthers have played to the under here. I took an under in the Saints game last week. I was cucked, gave a nice seat right in the corner, took me down right into the last 2 minutes of the game, and went over by 2 points. So I think this week we don't get the seat in the corner here, and it actually goes under the full game instead of that game went under for like 58 minutes, and right at the end I got screwed. So I'm gonna go right back to it. Divisional matchup, NFC South matchups this season, they've done pretty well. So under 41.5.
There's so many parts of that sentence I want to revisit that I can't even remember now. I just blacked out.
All I can imagine is Trizzy just getting walked into the corner and sat in.
Yep. All excited, just to realize it's your girlfriend. Like,
there's this meme that I saw in relation to the Bucks this week that I didn't send, but that I had to after you just said that. Oh my god, hilarious!
I was highlighted. That might be the highlight of the entire season for me on this entire show. That was awesome. Oh my god.
Actually, I did want to mention something else this game as well. Rico Dowdle, his touchdown is incredibly low. Did anybody else agree with that? I saw Chuba Hubbard's kind of taking the backfield back over, and now Dowdle's touchdown is like 70 cents lower than his, which I didn't understand. Are they going to get him back involved again, or what's going on with that? What's going on with that? I thought it was. It kind of baited me into taking it. I did take it. I have a bet on Rico Dowdle to score a touchdown today, plus 145.
I like it. He also had a touchdown against the Saints when they played. They just played like the beginning of November, and the Saints won as well. So he had a touchdown then. So I don't hate it. I almost lost it I almost was off completely going for a minute. I like Juwan Johnson in this game. I didn't bet it, but I looked at his receiving yards, the tight end for the Saints. Feels like a good spot for him at over 36.5. Had a great game against this Panthers team with 90+ receiving yards as well. And he's obviously got some nice rapport with Shuck as well early. I like Shuck's rushing yards too. Didn't really do much on the ground, but he had a great game last week running the football. Unfortunately, sad to watch that. But yeah, I'm with you. You kind of covered everything. I like the under. I feel like it's a good spot. Sauceman, what do you think about this game? Besides imagining Trizzy sitting in the corner.
I like the shout out with Juwan Johnson. This is the best matchup for your tight end in terms of receiving yards. I also think that on the other side, a guy like Jalen Coker, over 34.5 receiving yards. The line feels low, but he's had 4+ targets in 4 straight weeks, 6 targets last week. And the reason that I like it is this Saints team is a team that isn't going to necessarily give up big plays, but they will allow you to just get some underneath throws, get some confidence about you, and really give up some work in the slot area. I think that's exactly where Jalen Coker's operated the best. It's also why you see him with a very high catch rate and catchable target rate. He's a guy that's just going to be sitting about 7-8 yards from the line of scrimmage in the slot, and I think if they get him going today, he could be in a good spot at 34.5. Outside of that, nothing really. I was looking at Juwan Johnson's touchdown, but at plus 330, that just felt insanely long and made me feel like he's not going to get in the end zone.
Do you want to talk about this game?
Yeah, the Panthers are going to win, and Dowdle's going to get his 6th touchdown. He's got another $250,000 incentive bonus for that 6th tutty, and he also has to get to the 8th to get his final one. I talked about this before, but Dowdle's only on that 1-year deal. It's a good shout out that Trizzy said that Chuba's kind of ate back into those touches because he is the man that they've paid with guaranteed money for 3 years going forward here. But doesn't matter if Rico gets in there. I know David Canales is going to want to get him a tutty.
I like that.
Present this situation to you, Suck, as a fan. You did pay Chuba, right? But you got Rico Dowdle, who you could pay this year and still get him at a probably a definite little bit of a discount. You got a guy in Bryce Young who isn't going to demand the highest paying contract because of the years he's had, and then 2 young wide receivers in Jalen Coker and Teteroa McMillan. Do you not just pay Rico Dowdle a significant portion to keep the offense as good as possible in a similar fashion to the way that the Lions have? Isn't too good?
I don't think so. I don't think that you should pay a back, because in the NFL we've seen how replaceable they are, and on top of that, you're paying a guy after an incentive-laden 1-year deal. Yeah, he went balls to the wall for you this year, but we've seen the NFL is full of personalities, this and that. I don't want to double down on a guy coming off on a 1-year deal when I already had a feature back that I paid for a number of years who isn't a 1A guy. He's not a Derrick Henry. He's not a world beater. He's just a serviceable guy that you paid. So I don't want 2 serviceable guys that I've paid, because now you're kind of just sticking yourself into the mediocre realm where you won't be able to get up above that, my opinion.
Great point.
I think Rico's going to start somewhere else next year, you just said. He's definitely earned, I think, a spot to be a starting running back for another team next season as well. And like you mentioned, because of the Chuba contract, I don't think it's not going to be in Carolina. I'll also, the Hubbard, for Rico to get in the end zone, boys, I think the touchdown lay's hitting today, and I think I've already got it cooked. But we'll get there. We've got a few more games to get to, and it might all be RBs today, boys. But
I don't hate that. I feel like today is a great day for that.
Messy weather, late in the season.
Yeah, and there's been a couple we've been laying out, and it's just looking so nice. So we'll get there in a bit. We are going to cook 3 lays at the end, as we always do. So stick around. We've got a few more games to talk about, but then we'll cook our sides and totals lay, our favorite parlay of our favorite props / sides, depending on what all of our favorite plays are, and then we'll do the touchdown lay. And as Trizzy said, we haven't hit a touchdown lay this season. Last year we hit 4 or 5, and we definitely hit 2 or 3 as we closed out the season. So we've got a little making up to do. And let's do one this week as well to put into the top pot. We haven't put any money in the top pot yet, boys. We need to have some money in the top pot. I don't know how much time.
Sorry, I have something in my notes that we went past on the Seahawks game. Uchenna Nwasu, $1 million to get half a sack today. $1 million to get half a sack.
Wow. What is the odds on that?
I have the sack for plus money at plus 200, I think, with the Seahawks money line just sprinkled in.
And Chad, just saying, these incentives don't just die, right? This isn't week 17 or week 18. We still got a few weeks left in the year. And for guys playing for one thing for $1 million, I mean, that's something to pay attention to.
All right, 3 more games in the late window. We'll start off on the one that's probably going to be the least entertaining, and we'll close out with the last 2. I don't know how much time we're going to spend on this one. Titans traveling to take on the 49ers. Niners, huge favorites here, 13-13 flat, 12.5 points, depending on where you're shopping, 44.5 point total. I don't really have any major thoughts on this game. I think the Titans might cover, but I think the Niners should win this football game. I know a lot of people are on the Niners for Survivor. It makes a lot of sense. I don't think the Titans win. Maybe they cover, though. The 12.5 feels like a lot of points. 44.5. I don't really have any thoughts on the total either. Christian McCaffrey should probably go crazy today, even though he's dealing with a little bit of an injury. The one thing I did like a lot was Chimere Dike, 4+ catches for the Titans. He's been getting more and more involved in the offense. He's probably going to be a Pro Bowler / maybe even an All-Pro in the return department. Has been the best returner in football. I'm sure you guys know the name from seeing him run back some kickoffs and punts if you haven't been watching Titans games. But he's getting more involved in the offense. He had 5 catches last week against this Browns team. He's become the most targeted wide receiver in this offense the last month of the season since Bo Hargrave took over for the offensive play calling duties when Brian Callahan got fired. I like Chim, but again, the Titans probably lose this game. Maybe cover. That's all I got.
Hey, 13-point spread. Team's their number one slot wide receiver, especially over the last few weeks. And that's exactly where the San Francisco 49ers have struggled from. They're not good. They're not getting pressure on their QB. And SPJ, if there's one thing that Cam Ward needs on this offense more than anything else, it's time in the fucking pocket, right? Like, you can get him a receiver, you can get him whatever you want. He needs time in the pocket. And this 49ers team, without Joey Bosa, without Fred Warner, have not gotten to the QB. And the other thing, too, is Robert Saleh is not a guy that likes to blitz a ton. They have a very low blitz rate, a very low pressure rate. And I think because of that, we might see Cam Ward. I'm just saying last week against the Browns team, he didn't have the best game, right? The offense came alive in the run. And I think that really just sets the stage for what this week is going to look like. I think that this is going to be a funner game. I think that maybe the Niners could also have some fun on that side. And it's why I took Brian Robinson Jr. over his rushing yard line. That's sitting at 29.5. There was some news early about Christian McCaffrey possibly not playing this week with the back spasms. That, I think, since been laid to rest. He said he's going to play this week and he's all good. But this is a Titans team that ranks bottom 5 in explosive run rate allowed. They're a team that has not been really good defending the run. The only guy up front that you can rely on is Jeffrey Simmons. And he's been a top 5 defensive lineman this year. Shout out to him. But I just think you really, really need to fucking pound this team on the ground. And if you are up late in this game, a guy like CMC dealing with some back issues, send him to the sideline and let your guy that you went and traded for finish the game out and run out the clock. So I like his rushing yards line today. I think it's a good matchup for him, and that's it for this one.
I like that a lot. I think that he's definitely going to get some carries in there, spelling CMC in certain stretches. Trace, you got any final thoughts? We talked about this a little bit yesterday. Do you like anything in this game?
No, I'm sorry to say, but I think the 49ers might put belt to ass here. I mean, Titans coming off a very, very exciting win over the Browns. Great defense there. And here they are, almost 2 touchdown dogs to the 49ers. I know the 49ers have been playing really good, but I just think they're just levels above this team, respectfully. And I like the Brian Robinson look. I think his touchdown's a little low. I don't know if it's because of the news of CMC's back or what, but all of a sudden, all season he's been plus 500, plus 600, getting the same amount of carries, still backing up CMC, and all of a sudden today now he's 2.5 to 1. So. Again, maybe that's a garbage time touchdown. Maybe that's they're already up big. Let's get CMC some rest type of thing, but not sure. It definitely intrigued me though.
I dig it. Yeah, and he said sorry. I mean, again, I know my team. I've accepted that my team is terrible. I'm gonna watch them though, because that's kind of the fan I am.
Yeah,
all right,
I was with you for the past couple of years, man. So
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Last 2 games in the late window. We're probably not going to spend too much time on Sunday Night Football, but there will be scribbles out on that for betting news at bettingnews.com to check that out for that game tonight between the Cowboys and the Vikings. Let's go to your team, Sauce Man. Broncos at home against the Denver Packers. It's just weird. Green Bay Packers, 2 points, 1.5 in some places now, 42.5 point total. B, I'll let you take it away. However, I will say this. I want to bet the Packers so bad, dude. Like, so bad. Convince me. Is it the Packers today?
Well, let me just start off frozen. No, not just SPJ. But this Broncos defense has been absolutely fantastic. They got the reigning defensive player of the year, Pat Surtain. Now, he hasn't been putting up the same numbers that he did last year, but he's still, well known around the league as the number 1 cornerback in the league, right? But the thing is QBs really haven't been afraid to throw at him this year. He's seen a higher target rate despite the higher number of pass breakups. And I just think that other guys on this defense have not been as good in the secondary. What's really helped them is this front 7, and not just Nick Bonito, not just the guys that are there. Nick Bonito is seeing less snaps this year. You have a guy like the name's slipping my head right now. But they're playing less snaps because their depth has been fantastic. They have sacks from guys that are coming off of the bench. That's how good this pass rush has been. But on offense, they have struggled. Bo Nix is not top 10 in any kind of statistic whatsoever. They're consistently playing from behind and have struggled to put up points. Now they're playing against another elite defense, another team that gets to the quarterback very well. The one thing that scares me is how good this offensive line has been for the Broncos. They are the number 1 graded offensive line in all of football. And because of that, they've run the ball well. They've protected Bo Nix well, and they've given him time in the pocket, despite him playing like absolute sometimes, not always, but dog shit. I think that this is a situation where the Packers can come in and take advantage. I said this before. There's two teams on very extensive win streaks today, and I think both of those win streaks are going to kind of come to an end. This is also a team where 2 years ago in 2023, the last time the Packers were here in Denver was also Sean Payton's first home win in Denver as a coach of the Broncos. Jordan Love threw a late game interception in that one and sealed the deal for the Broncos. It was an ugly game, but it kind of feels a little bit poetic in a situation where that was Sean Payton's first win, and now that it's going to be their first loss this season at home. I think that this is a team where the offense has been fantastic. Jordan Love is playing top 10, top 5 in most categories, and it's Toyota-thon. It's fucking Toyota-thon. So give me the Packers on the spread. Give me them on the money line. And I love everything to do with them today. I did take Christian Watson's receiving yards. This one's going to be tough. Pat Surtain's there. Dude is rough, but he's just been playing fantastic. A couple deep shots, and at the number that it's at, I think it's, what did I get it at right here? At 54.5. Yeah, I tapped the button. But that one's a little bit more sus. I'm more confident in the Packers, and I think this is the first time I'm telling anyone to bet them this year. So that's probably not going to hit.
No, I like them too. I do. I have no problem fading the Broncos. They're hard to fade at home, especially, but I think the Packers might come in and win this football game today. So, Sook, do you have any thoughts? Do you want to just shit on V's team since he likes to shit on your team pretty consistently?
Oh, I don't need to shit on them because they're going to win today. They're 6-0-1 in Denver all time. I do think that they win this game. I think the Packers will be good. I placed the money line, and it's a weird reason. You're not going to want to know the reason, but the reason is that the defensive tackle for Denver, Bowles, has only given up 1 sack all year, and he's going to be lined up with Micah tonight. Micah didn't have a sack last week, but now Micah's sack is minus 260 this week. So I do think that the books are even telling you that Micah Parsons is going to shift this very good O-line, and he's going to have to be doubled. He's going to have to be dealt with, and I hate to say it, but as the season winds down every year, Jordan Love gets more and more elite. His passer rating starts to climb as the weeks start to climb. So I do think that the Packers handle business today. I'm not a big Broncos guy, and surprisingly, this is the first time I've laid money on the Packers all season. I texted V before the show started today and let him know that I actually am on the Packers today.
I'm just waiting for the text. I can already see it. So the Packers suck, huh?
Yeah. Oh, it's going to happen for sure. Triz, you got any final thoughts on this game?
Fade Chewy, most profitable system in sports betting.
What is his play? Is he taking the Packers?
He
No, he's
loves
on
the Broncos. He loves the Broncos. I think he gets kicked out of the Ramble Now League too if the Broncos lose. So I'm all over the Packers.
All right, say
we
no
love-
more.
We love you,
This is
Chewy.
going to be great. Everybody on the panel wants to bet the Packers. I'm going to get so many mean texts.
Packers money line might find its way into our sides in total lay. I'm not.
Yeah, I bet him. I'm legitimately on him. Chewy or not, Chewy aside.
That's shaking his head in the studio. Chef!
Yeah. All right, let's get Target run in here. Hello, Sheffrey. How's it going?
Some goats. Hold on.
Hey, hi,
Nice.
Naya. Hello.
All right.
How you doing,
Hey,
Bill?
how you guys doing?
Good, brother. How are you?
Good. Just it's a shit show, but nothing out of the ordinary. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic, brother.
Fantastic. We're just talking Packers. Do you think the Packers beat the Broncos today?
Honestly, to be honest, I haven't looked, but I'm certainly, if it's in the lay, I'm not going to put it in the lay because if you see any money of mine on the Packers, then all of my entire family, generations and generations, will be rolling in their graves. So, not
Chef, your
doing
dad's
that.
not a Packers fan?
Huh?
Your dad's not a Packers fan, being from Wisconsin?
My dad?
Yeah.
No. He's actually a Brewers fan, but he's not a Packer fan.
Nah, he chose the hard life.
No, Packers are banned for everything for life for the entire Jacobs
So what's not bad,
generation.
Chef? What are you liking today then?
I like Flowers touchdown. It's
Mhm.
plus 190. I know a lot of people are on Andrews, a lot of people. And his price, I don't know, it just doesn't reflect that, in my opinion. And I haven't seen anything about Zay Flowers, and he has a fantastic matchup. I love that everybody's on Andrews, and I think Zay blows it up. I like him. I think it's plus 190. He's in our lay, our TD lay I just posted. So I like that.
What's your favorite
what
prop
else?
today? Do you have a favorite? Like, I know you really like, obviously you like Diggs because that's your staff play.
Yeah,
Do you have
yeah.
anything else that really stood out to you?
Actually, I have a theory with Chef. Don't ask for his favorite prop. Just ask for a prop. Give us a random prop that
Oh,
you
that's
bet
good.
today, Chef. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just anything you like.
Yeah, Herbert rushing. I like Bam Knight receiving receptions
Okay.
for plus money. I also like give me a game. What game were you guys talking about right now?
We were just about to talk. We're just about to close out the late window and talk Lions Rams, which is a good one to talk about as well. Do you have a play you like in that
the
game?
late stuff.
Mhm.
I only looked at the early stuff so far. Lions, Rams. No, I haven't looked at that, to be honest.
So what about the Giants Commanders game, Chef? Give us something in that one. High scoring
Yeah, I like-
game, good offenses.
Yeah, I like Wandale. I think he gets I think gets a lot of looks, obviously. I love Dart for a touchdown. Love Dart for a touchdown. Was that, or you guys talk about that or no?
We did.
Well, we
all
talked
love
about that.
him too, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And what
Oh,
about?
you guys are on that?
Mhm.
No, we haven't decided yet for sure, but Slick likes it.
Okay.
Triz is on Tracy to score a touchdown in that game too. So, Ravens, Bengals.
Yeah, I like Zay to get in the end zone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm on Chase
Anything else?
laddered receiving yards.
I love Chase
I
today.
don't know. Yeah, because T's out, right?
Yeah.
T's out, huh?
Yeah, T's out. Yeah, I love Chase today, so I have him in a flyer. I put out a flyer too, like 100 yards for I think it was AJ Brown, Nico, all the top tier guys, CD, Chase, and one other guy. So I hope
JSN?
Chase has a good game. Yeah, JSN, that was it. Yeah, but of course his 100 yards is like minus 118, but whatever.
Sure. All right, dude. Well, we're gonna get to the last game. Did you have anything else you wanted to throw in before we love you and leave you?
No, just wanted to say hi. Appreciate you guys. It's been a crazy season, but we're having fun. So send me all the lays that you guys cooked up, and we'll chat. There's a lot of NBA too. I know that you guys aren't talking NBA, but surprisingly a decent amount of NBA too. So, but yeah, we'll
NBA Sunday is fun, baby.
Yeah.
All right, love you, dude. Enjoy the rest of your Target run. Say hi to Naya for us. And we'll see you later. Take it easy, buddy. Later, goat.
Jeffrey.
All right.
Beauty.
Let's close it out, boys. Maybe possibly the biggest game of the day. Lions, Rams. Rams 6-point favorites as we sit right now at home. The battle of Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford, the Goff Bowl, which should be a fun one today. 5.5, actually, it's moved to Skosh. 55-point total flat, 54.5 in some places as well. Be really interested to see how this one plays out. Huge total, as you said, Triz, to start us off when we were talking about this earlier. Points could be the situation here. Lots of points could be on the board. You want to lead us off talking about some sides and totals here, and then I'm sure V's got some thoughts and some props.
Yeah, man. With a 55 total, it's very rare we're seeing these games with such high totals go under. It's if it's this high, it's usually this high for a reason. It's probably going to be a shootout. This Lions defense gives up a lot of points. They bend a lot. And same thing on this Rams defense, that coming off giving up 30 points to the Carolina Panthers. I think the Lions offense is a lot more high powered than the Carolina Panthers offense. So again, I just think 1,000,000 points is going to be back and forth. Whether I do know a lot of sharp money came in on the Rams here, which has moved it up to 6. The public is all over the Lions, and it kind of the line moved towards the Rams a little bit. I think that might be a little bit telling. I think Daddy Stafford might want to kind of drop his dick all over the Lions today, really shove it to him like he kind of, I think he has before. This is the second time he's played Detroit, right? I think the first time he played them in Detroit, though.
Mm-hmm.
This one's at SoFi. So regardless, nonetheless, I think he's going to ball out today. I think both teams are going to ball out today. I think it's going to be a very high scoring game, back and forth, probably touchdown, SGP paradise this game. So that's just kind of my thoughts towards it. I'm on the over 50. I got 54.5. I saw it tick down somewhere and took it immediately.
On a day that there's going to be a lot of really cold weather games, this one's going to be one that ain't gonna have to worry about that. It's in LA anyways, but should be a great game. Stafford's passing yards was Betsky's play in the staff article. Sauceman's staff article play is also in this game. Take it away. Chalky.
Thanks for setting me up, SPJ, but I'm getting real chalky. I'm taking Puka Nacua for 100 yards. The guy's been absolutely fantastic this year. And just like outside of how good he's been, Matt Stafford's coming into this game with revenge on his mind. He has thrown the ball 40 plus times, I think, in all 3 of the games that he's played them. But just talking about this Lions defense, they run the highest rate of man coverage in the league. That is a coverage that Puka has been cooking this year. He is first in routes run, targets per route run. He's second in yards per route run. Last time these two teams met, Puka had 4 catches for 35 yards on 4 targets, and he only played about like the first quarter and a half. Reason being, he left with a knee injury. Right after that, Cooper Kupp stepped up, saw 21 targets, 14 catches, and 135 yards. I think Puka is in line for the target share this week. I think that this Lions secondary has not been good. The pass rush has not been getting home, and even having a guy like Aiden Hutchinson on that side of the ball, he has not been like as good over the last few weeks. This is also an offensive line that is playing way better than it was last year. The thing that lost them the conference championship last year is now something that has helped them significantly this year. I think that this is going to be a great spot for Stafford to come out and sling the ball, and I think he's going to have 3+ touchdowns. So for that reason, I'm also betting Kobe Parkinson, former Seattle Seahawk, to get in the end zone this week. He's sitting at +230, which feels a little bit short, but he has scored in 4 of his last 5 games. All 5 of those games have come since he stepped into the tight end 1 role. Tyler Higbee's been out for the year, and they were kind of having some growing pains finding a guy to replace that production. But Parkinson stepped up over the last few weeks. His target share has gone up, but what stands out to me the most is in 5 weeks, he's got 16 targets. 11 of those targets have been in the red zone, boys. He comes alive down here, and with all the focus drifting to a guy like Devontae Adams, who has 5 touchdowns in the last 5 games, we're forgetting about a guy like Kobe Parkinson, who has 4 touchdowns in the last 5 games. So, yeah, I'm all in on this big guy. I think he's going to get in this week, and I really think the Rams just kind of handle business this week as much as people are liking the Lions. I think the Rams, it's their game to lose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it too. Sook, you got any thoughts before we tap this off and start cooking?
Yeah, I took the Lions, but for all the reasons that V said, I am a little bit worried about it. I have a little bit of a affinity for the Lions, so I wanted to bet them. I know that what V said, Aiden Hutchinson hasn't been the best for the last few weeks, but I'm sure he's aware of that as well. The 25-year-old was chasing that Defensive Player of the Year, but it seems out of reach now. But I do think that the Lions are still a hungry team, and we want to write them off. But I think that they're still going to be very aggressive and maybe biting some kneecaps today.
On the line side, the one thing I looked at was Jahmyr Gibbs receiving yards. 39.5 was the line. Hit that in 3 of his last 4 games. The LA defense allows the 21st most receiving yards to the running back position, about 32 per game. So I do think Gibbs is going to be involved. I mean, as Trizzy said, this could be prop heaven, this game, with how many points could be scored here. And to be honest with you boys, I wouldn't even hate putting the over in our sides and totals lay to kick us off. Do you guys down to start here with this over since we're just finishing talking about it?
Down?
I like it.
Absolutely.
For sure.
All right, chat. Let us know. We got through the entire slate. We're not going to talk Sunday Night Football. Just be looking out on the timeline for that. And there will be an article at bettingnews.com about that as well. Let's go check that out there too. Let's get to cooking. So sides and totals to start us off, and then we'll do our favorite props, and then we'll close it out with touchdowns. Over in this game, right? I'm good with that. I know Trish said he likes it, and we all feel good about points. So 54.5.
Packers money line to ensure that they lose. Oh, I'm stressed.
That was some noises. Packers money line, -120. I really liked that under in that Saints game. If that Trizzy was talking about the under 41.5 Saints Panthers. All these are late window games, which is not a terrible thing. You guys down to roll with that under?
Yeah. Do we want to, if we're taking a nasty under, do we want to take a nasty over and go to the Tundra in Chicago?
Bears Browns.
Dude,
I love that.
I love that really too, man.
I don't think anybody's touching that. Nobody's touching. Anybody that sees the Browns defense playing, they're not touching the over of that game. It's not happening. And I feel like against the Bears specifically, that's a game that can sneak over. Shador can hit a couple of big plays on that defense. That defense has been pretty piss poor.
Little Kyle Monangai action down the sideline for 60 yards to the house, you know?
I prefer to take the Commanders on the spread if we're choosing.
Yeah, we could do
but
that. Yeah.
if you guys are vetoing, I'm down. Sook, do you like the over in that Browns game? I'm not as convinced, but if you
These
like it,
guys
I'm
know
down to
more
roll.
than me. If they like it, they like it. I'm down with it.
Now you're confusing me though, because I do like the Commanders as well.
I kind of like the Commanders and the points a little better.
Jersey, you make the
Why?
final call.
Dude, I'm 12-2.
Sorry?
Yeah, I'm 12-2. Just it's historical. You know what I mean? Just why
Thomas.
get off the train? Yeah, don't
Right.
get off the train.
Get off the Chicago train. Head to
All right,
Washington.
let's go. Let's take the Commanders. Let's take the +3.5 just to cut the hook.
Oh, man.
Give us the.
Hey, it's 2.5. Like, you're buying a full point.
Disrespect me like
You're
that?
buying a full point. Like,
The reason I'm doing it is because we still get it to +1,000 with the 4 legs. So, and if we get the field goal just in case, it's not going to matter. They're going to win outright. So, if you guys don't want to, you can take the points. Just go for it, or just take the money line if you want to. You can get more juice on it. But Commanders +3.5, under 41.5. Saints, Panthers, Packers money line over 45, over 54.5. Lions, Rams +1,000. Sides and totals. Beauty. Any oppositions? Good.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Number 1 done. All right.
Props?
Favorite props. Sauce man, you want to go Puka?
I was gonna say Puka or Robinson. You guys really like Robinson as well, so that's why if we want to get nasty with it, but I'm down to just rock with Puka for 100.
I kind of like just picking Puka.
Let's say Puka 100.
Any concerns about the disciplinary action? No official reports.
I think it should be okay.
Yeah, it
You
should be
don't
fine,
discipline your wide receiver 1. They're all head cases, and if he's not a wide receiver 1.
right? True.
Are you guys down to roll with Derrick Henry? I'm sure
Yeah.
it's not going to be too hard to convince you. Rushing yards. All right. 88.5.
What was Chef's?
We said like a bunch of different ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm trying to
Zay
think of
Flowers touchdown. He said Bam Knight receptions. He didn't really say anything in the late games.
Oh, in the Commanders game. What did he say?
Likes
Fuck, why am I blanking now?
I don't think he said anything specifically in that one. He did say he liked Nico receiving yards. He put that in a flyer.
I'm down for Nico.
What do you guys think? Triz, Sook, do you guys have any props that really stand out to you?
can we take Nico for 70? Because I know it was like around that number earlier in the week. I think it was like 72 or something. Now it's up to 80. So let's go around the original number.
74.5. You good with that? We can take 70. Cut the hook. I'm not opposed.
I think 70 is like minus 130. I put it in a parlay this morning.
Yeah, it is. All right, so Nico for 70. Wandale.
That's who he said that I really liked.
Yes,
We all kind of liked as well.
I do like that as well. I'm starting him over DK Metcalf.
Wow.
I like Wandale.
Ballsy moves win fantasy championships.
Okay, Mr. Start Mahomes over Tua. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, bro, Tua.
Ballsy,
You want to start Tua?
Ballsy, not stupid. I got it.
Oh, did Sook just? Oh, did he say he had to leave?
No.
Oh, he's got to go.
Yeah.
He said he's. Why did he not vocalize and say bye? Just
I don't know. Irish goodbye.
Okay, bye, Sook. Okay. Puka Nacua, 100 yards. Derrick Henry, 88.5 rushing yards. Nico Collins, 70 receiving yards. Wandale Robinson, I cut it to 50. You guys good with that?
Yep.
That's plus 869 for those four legs. Okay. There's the prop slay. If you want to tail that, feel free to do so. Okay, touchdowns. Now, what I did earlier was just from listening was Tyrone Tracy, Saquon Barkley, I can't remember the other one. There was another running back. Rico Dowdle.
Can we cap it off with Aaron Jones on Sunday Night Football? We didn't get a chance to talk about that, but I love Aaron Jones on Sunday Night Football.
Sure. Let's have Aaron Jones take us home and tuck us in. Are you opposed to any of those, Sauceman? You're muted.
Nope. I was saying I'm with it.
Okay.
Was that
Aaron Jones plus 28-13. Tyrone
Nice.
Tracy, Saquon Barkley, Rico Dowdle, Aaron Jones. It's RB
That's
day.
beauty. Yeah.
That's a nice one. That's a nice one. All right, guys. So that is the touchdown parlay. If you'd like to tail the tutties, yeah. I'm surprised nothing else, Matt. He's talking about the Puka thing. Tutties, Tyrone Tracy, Saquon Barkley, Rico Dowdle, Aaron Jones, all running backs to score touchdowns today. Tail, if you would like to. The other parlays that we put together for you guys, and then we'll send you off and let you enjoy NFL Week 15 here in the next 20 minutes or so. Derek, the props lay. Derrick Henry, 88.5 rushing yards. Nico Collins, 70 receiving yards. Wan'Dale Robinson, 50 receiving yards. And Puka Nacua, 100 receiving yards, plus 869. Sides and totals, Commanders, plus 3.5. If you're not soft, take the money line. Over 54.5 in the Lions-Rams game. Packers just a win. V's already sweating. And then the under 41.5 Panthers-Saints, plus 1,000. Bing, bong, bang.
If you guys thought the noises I was making on stream were weird, you should see when I watch one of these games, man.
Oh, I've seen it in person. I know. Then you just randomly run away and disappear.
Bears game was last week, and then Danny's texting me like, "V, where you at?" I'm like, Danny, I'm trying to be nice.
I'm trying to be okay, bro. We appreciate you guys tuning in today for the Gridiron Gang. Go out there and enjoy Week 15 of the NFL season. Give us a follow right here on YouTube, on Twitter, or on Twitch, wherever you're watching us. Thanks for being here and hanging out with us. Go follow Sauceman, go follow Triz, go follow myself, go follow producer Sook as well. We appreciate all you guys for sticking around and hanging out with us for the last 2 hours. And enjoy NFL Week 15. Boys, anything else?
It's beautiful.
Nope. Let's cash some bets.
Let's cash some bets. You guys came for the winners and you stay for the vibes. Have a fantastic Sunday. Take it easy. We'll catch you in the next one.
What you know about rolling down in the down in the
Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here.